away when you looked at Regis?
Their physical brand of football always stands out. They hit hard. This is usually the most physical game of the year for us. We come out of it a lot of times with a lot of bumps and bruises. Win or lose, they're a physical football team, and I don't see anything changing with that. That's just their program mentality. They run a 3-4 defense. And they're very good at it. They slant very hard up front, and they bring a different number of blitz combinations with the linebackers or even the safeties, and so they do some nice things there. Offensively, they run a lot of that double wing, really tight offense, kind of a scrum in there, but they're very good at it, and they'll lull you to sleep, and just kind of pound on you until they break one. Use some of their speed to the outside. And then last year they really did take their offense to a new level. They put in a couple of different formations where they spread a couple guys wide, and they added some pretty big things to their passing game, which put other teams in a lot of conflict. So they're still doing that stuff this year too, and like I say, their offense really became a lot more dynamic over the last couple of years. So we know it's going to be the physical run game first, but we also have to be ready for them to take their shots and try to spread us out a little bit even.
Yeah, and just when you think they're down a little bit, I just look at these stats. Andrew Root, Calvin Diaz, and Cade Osborne, 3 guys who get the bulk of their carries, and each with over 200 yards rushing so far coming into this game. And each of those guys, their top 3 guys, are averaging over 5 yards a carry so far this year.
Yeah, a very good running attack, and it's a different offense, but it's similar to us in the fact that they're going to take what a defense gives you, and that's probably how they call plays, is more so dictated based off of defensive alignment and weaknesses that they perceive and whatnot. So they definitely balance the ball around. You can't sit there and say, oh, we got to stop this one guy. There's certain teams you can do that with, where you know who you need to stop. With Eau Claire Regis, it's not about that as much as it's stopping that offensive scheme as a whole, and they will rotate in running backs probably more so even than we do. You'll notice a lot of times they'll have rotations and an entire shift where 3 new running backs comes in, and they do spread the ball that well. So they definitely have some talented kids there, but there's not anyone that you can fixate on. I think Root is their leading carrier, but if we were to put all our resources to stopping him, they would have many other things that they could do too. So it forces you to stay very balanced defensively.
Okay. So do you have 1 or 2 keys to this game, things that you absolutely have to do or stop to get out of here with a win?
I think the turnover margin is always probably the #1 factor in a game. We have to make sure that we take care of the ball and don't give it up to them, and we have to also try to force some turnovers along the way. I've always felt that turnover margin is one of the biggest correlates to success, and so I think that's #1. Offensively, we've really had a focus this week on not trying to do something different, but just continue to do what we do well, and just make sure that we're sound against them. So I think that'll be a big thing. I think quickness off the ball is going to be the key thing on offense. Is they slant so hard with their defensive line that all of our guys up front are going to need to be off the ball quick in order to beat them to the spot, essentially. And then defensively, I think it's just making sure you're not falling asleep, make sure you don't get lulled to sleep, and then they hit a big one on you. They're probably not as big as they have been in the past, and so they might not average quite as many yards per rush, but it's still a tough physical rushing game. And then, like I say, they'll set you up pretty good to hit the big ones on you. So I think it's just staying consistent and getting them to that 4th down. And the other thing with Eau Claire Regis is they're one of the most aggressive special teams groups that we've ever seen. We expect them to actually go forward on a lot of 4th downs. We expect an onside kick at some point tonight for them to try something like that. We expect some fakes, special teams game and whatnot. So that piece of the puzzle there too is to make sure that special teams helps us and certainly doesn't hurt us by allowing them to make some game-changing plays. And through the years, we've definitely seen them make some game-changing plays on special teams that really dictate the outcome of a game. So we just need to play a complete game. We don't have to go and do anything above and beyond what our general expectations are, but we do have to play sound football.
Yeah, should be a good test for your team tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. They're one of the top teams in the state, and just a very good team that we're excited to play.
All right. Well, Coach, thanks as always for the time. Good luck here against the Ramblers tonight.
Thank you, and thanks for the coverage, Mike.
All right, you bet. Jason Gorst, kind enough to join us before this one. Regis and Spencer Colombus here tonight on WDLB. Stay with us. We've got more from Carson Park in Eau Claire after this.
The 2008 cars will be out soon, and most people don't take time to shop the loan rate when they buy an auto or truck. They just take what the dealership offers. See if you qualify for a lower rate.
How long is segment 4, Tom?
Of your loan. First Choice has low rates, and they...
I'm just playing songs and commercial. Oh, segment 4 is 3 minutes and 24 seconds.
Union.com.
All right, okay. Take 1 minute here and then this. Thank you, Mike. 1 minute here and then the last segment.
Culver's chicken tenders are a family favorite. Brittany, I know you're particular about what your boys eat.
Of all the things I love at Culver's, chicken tenders rank high on my list. It's not pressed, it doesn't have fillers in it, it's a whole piece of chicken.
You know, chicken tenders are the true tenderloin of the breast.
When you bite into it, it's like you're biting into an actual chicken breast that you just made at home.
If it's not good enough for my family, it's not good enough.
That's a good rule to live by.
Culver's on Central and Upham in Marshfield.
Welcome to Delicious.
Good to have you with us for Clover Belt Conference football tonight here on WDLB. By the way, join us at halftime this evening. Our special guest is Spencer High School volleyball coach.
Maybe one spot after
Buff
this,
Heller,
maybe 30 seconds after this segment, and that would be about it.
At halftime, this
Okay.
Columbus and Regis in Clover Belt Conference football tonight. The Clover Belt Conference standings heading into action tonight. Stanley Boyd in first place at 5-0. Spencer Columbus is 5-1. Regis 4-1. Colby 3-2. Fall Creek 2-3. Cadott and Altoona 2-4. Osseo Fairchild 1-4. Neillsville Grenton is 0-5. The other ball games in the Clover Belt Conference on Friday night. Cadott plays at Colby. Osseo Fairchild is at Neillsville Grenton. Stanley Boyd plays at Fall Creek. Altoona plays a non-conference game tomorrow evening at Spring Valley. The Regis Ramblers, coached by Bryant Brenner, now in his 10th season as Regis head coach. His record 92 wins and 24 losses. Coach Brenner led Regis to the WIAA Division 6 state championship in 2016 with a 14-0 record. It is the 5th football championship in Regis history. They won 3 WISA championships under former coach Chris O'Connell in 1992, 1993, and 1999, and then a WIAA championship under O'Connell also in 2013. Regis has won at least 10 games in a season on 5 different occasions since Brenner took over as head football coach in 2008, and Regis.
Oh, say, can you see under the light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous light. I can't. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, save us that star-spangled banner yet wave, o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Report for this evening. Please stay with us. Spencer Columbus football is up next on AM 1450 WDLB.
Whether it's inside your home or outside your home,
Rely on Stern Weiss & Sons of Marshfield for ideas to make it beautiful. From easy do-it-yourself wall brick to cozy heat wood and gas fireplaces to Pittsburgh Corning glass block products, outside or concrete landscape paving block, their new retaining wall block, Stern Weiss & Sons can make your project easy and beautiful. So keep an open mind and open new doors at Stern Weiss & Sons of Marshfield.
Kaiser Auto Sales in Spencer is celebrating their 41st anniversary in the auto sales business. That alone says a lot. Coming to Kaiser Auto Sales, Randy says the deal will speak for itself. Always paying top dollar on trade-ins. So come on down and
no problem.
A nice selection of pre-owned vehicles, or feel free to visit their website at kaiserautosales.net. Kaiser Auto Sales on Highway 13 South in Spencer is a proud sponsor of Spencer Athletics.
All right, we are just about set for Spencer Columbus football here tonight on AM 1450 WDLB Marshfield and online at WDLBAM.com. Alongside Todd Schultz, I'm Mike Warren, and Tom Uthmeyer producing and studio engineering our broadcast tonight. Should be in for a good game here in the Clover Bell Conference tonight.
Yeah, because typically when these two teams meet, especially in the recent years, it's been a pretty good ball game, and last year was an explosion with close to 100 points scored in that game, I believe.
Yeah, it was 62. What was that final? I had it here a moment ago. 62-32. That was the game where Hunter Lipke went down. I think Hildebrandt went down in that game, and that second half was a whole new ball game for Regis on their way to an undefeated state championship year.
Yeah, that would have been one they could have possibly lost. And talking about Regis, because both teams were scoring at will in the first half. It was going back and forth, and it was almost like the team that had the ball last was going to win that game until Spencer Columbus had those two injuries, key injuries to their key running backs, and then it was a whole different ball game in the second half.
You got that right. Spencer Columbus will receive the opening kickoff. The Regis Ramblers won the toss and have chosen to defer, so they'll get the second half kickoff as we get underway from Carson Park in Eau Claire on a beautiful night for football here in the, west part of the state. 67 degrees at kickoff time. Not bad here for a September game. Week number 7. As we get this thing kicked off here. And Justin Luth was the kicker. And the Regis Ramblers will kick it off right to left as we get this underway. Hunter Lipke from his own 7-yard line out across the 15 to the 20, 25-30. Hunter Lipke runs over a guy at the 40, carries defenders with him out across the 45, and Hunter Lipke with a big kickoff return out to the 48-yard line, and the Rockets are in business near midfield.
Hey, you can already see Hunter Lipke's impact in this game. He's such a big guy, 6'3", and he's about 230 pounds, and Regis had a very difficult time tackling him just on the return. Guys were just hanging on him, and he continues to rumble like we've seen all season from him, and that could be a bad situation early for Regis.
A sign of many things to come the rest of the night. Could be a long night for this Regis defense. Jared Mandel, the quarterback, on 1st and 10, and right off the bat we've got a penalty marker. Might have been some movement early up front. Jared Mandel, the quarterback.
And one thing that
false start.
One thing that SC's done throughout the year too is they've tried to incorporate Hunter Lipke into the passing game a little bit. He's been coming out of the backfield, and when he catches the ball out of the backfield again, he gets it and he's got a full head of steam. And we've seen some really long plays in the passing game with him as well, not just the running game.
So that'll cost him 5 yards. 1st and 15, the ball back to the 43-yard line now. Lipke off right tackle, and Lipke hit near the line of scrimmage, dives out across the 45 to the 46-yard line. He'll get, they'll give him the 46-yard line, a gain of 3. And a 2nd and 12 coming up.
Yeah, you can definitely see the difference here. The Spencer Columbus team is quite a bit bigger in girth anyway, size-wise, than the Eau Claire Regis team.
Jared Mandel, the quarterback in that pistol formation. Hunter Lipke again off the right side. Lipke out across the 50 into Regis territory and got to the Regis 48-yard line. And a gain of 6 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 6 coming up. SC Rockets on the move, left to right, opening drive of the ball game. Had a 5-yard penalty on the first play of the game, and so it became 1st and 15. Gains of 3 and 6 for Hunter Lipke off the right side. See what they do on 3rd and 6 from the Regis 48-yard line. Jake Miller wing to the right now in motion to the left. And another penalty marker as Miller got the handoff out of the backfield. Another motion penalty, a false start on the Rockets for the 2nd time already. So now that makes 3rd and 6, 3rd and 11. And they'll march this ball back to the SC 47-yard line. The 2nd motion or false start penalty on the Rockets already here tonight.
I couldn't really see who moved early either time. I don't know if Miller's getting an early start because he's coming across the formation to get the handoff on both those plays. I don't know if he's starting early to get into the motion situation. I don't know.
All right, so now 3rd and 11, and the give up the middle is to Miller, I believe. Was it Jake Miller?
It was.
On a counter play from the left side of the formation up the middle, down to the Regis 45-yard line. He did not get enough for a 1st down, and they're going to hurry back to the line and maybe try to hard count the Regis defense here on a 4th and 3 play here from the Regis 44-yard line. See if they hard count him again. Mandel in that pistol formation on 4th and 3. Lipke in motion to the left. He'll get the handoff off the left side. Lipke hit near the 1st down. It looks like he got enough on 4th and 3. Lipke down near the 41-yard line. And he needed all 3 yards plus, and he got it. 4th and 3. Lipke gets 3 and a foot. After the 8-yard gain by Jake Miller on 3rd and long.
Great second effort there by Hunter Lipke to get that 1st down. He was not going to be denied. He got hit actually in front of the 1st down marker, but he was able to fall forward that 1st down.
Mandel again in the pistol, and now back there with him is Carson Hildebrandt. Miller in the backfield. He'll get the handoff, sweep to the left around that left end. Miller breaks a tackle near the 37-yard line, finally shoved out of bounds near the 35-yard line. That's where they're going to shove him out after a gain of 6 for Jake Miller off the left side for the Rockets. Moving the ball well on these running plays, setting up a 2nd and 4 for the Rockets on the opening drive of the ball game here. Just over 9 minutes remaining, 1st quarter just underway. Rockets have the first possession of the ball game and on the move left to right as we watch the action here tonight at Carson Park in Eau Claire. From the left hash, 2nd and 4, Lipke off the left side again, Hunter Lipke, and moving the pile down near the 32 or 3-yard line, maybe a couple there for Lipke, not much more than that. They're going to spot him about the 33-yard line again. 2 for Hunter Lipke and a gain of 2, 3rd and 2 coming up.
Kind of the forgotten guy in this offense is Jacob Miller. He's averaging about 12 yards a carry on the season. So when he gets it, he doesn't get it often, but when he gets it, he gets big gains because everybody's keying on Lipke.
From the left hash, 3rd and 2, and Lipke again off the left side, and a big hole and a 1st down. Lipke inside the 30, down near the 26-yard line. Looks to be about a 7-yard gain for Hunter Lipke off the left side, and another SC 1st down on 3rd and short at about the 26-yard line after a gain of 7.
Nice methodical drive here by the SC Rockets, and actually Carson Hildebrandt hasn't touched it yet, so sooner or later they'll get him in the action, 2 up the middle.
1st and 10 from the left hash at the 26-yard line, and straight ahead for just like clockwork. You mention his name, and Carson gets the ball on 1st down, a yard down to the 25-yard line for Carson Hildebrandt, his first touch of the night. And 2nd and 9 coming up with 8 minutes left in the opening quarter here. Still no score between the Rockets and the Ramblers. Big one in the Clover Belt Conference here tonight. From the left hash, Lucas Ellefson wide to the right. Mandel in the pistol. Fakes the handoff off the middle, gives it to Lipke on a end around off the left side, and the Regis Rambler defense stringing that play out and cutting Lipke down after a couple off the left side. Not much running room there for Lipke on that one. And they gave him how many? Maybe 2? And 3rd and 7 coming up for the Rockets. Big third down play here from the Regis 23-yard line. And the counter play up the middle, and Miller hit in the backfield and driven back. Miller's going to go nowhere. I think it was Miller, or was it Hildebrand?
It was Miller.
Miller got hit at the line of scrimmage and shoved back. He's going to lose 2 yards on 3rd and 7. It's going to be 4th and 9. And a big stop for this Regis defense as the Rockets were moving the ball well. 4th and 9 at the Regis 26-yard line. Obviously, you're going to go for it, right?
You got to go for it, yeah, definitely here. And you'll see if maybe they'll let Mandel throw the ball here on 4th and 9.
4th and 9 from the Regis 26-yard line. Ellefson wide to the right. Mandel out of the pistol. And a fake handoff to Lipke. Mandel rolling to his right. Screen pass to Hildebrand at the 20 to the 15. And a first down, or close to it anyway, for Carson Hildebrand. Very close to the marker. He needed to get to about the 15, maybe the 14-yard line, and they're going to give it to him. At the 16-yard line, I should say. And that's going to move the chains. Yep, they needed 9. They got 10 on the play. And a nice little screen pass off the right side to Carson Hildebrand. The first throw of the night for the Rockets goes for 10. And a first down to the Regis 15.5-yard line.
Mandel had excellent protection there, so he could look around for quite a while and find his open receiver.
So now 1st and 10 from the 15 or so. And it's a give to Carson Hildebrand off the right side. And Hildebrand down to the 12-yard line. Going to be about a 3-yard gain for Carson Hildebrand. 2nd and 7 coming up. Under 6 minutes to go. This will be the 13th play of the drive. 2nd and 7 from the Regis 8-yard line. Chewing up yardage and clock time. Now from the right hash. Mandel in the pistol. Lipke wing to the right, now in motion to the left. He'll get the handoff on that sweep to the left side, looking to cut it back up field, and Regis takes him down after a gain of a yard and not much more than that. It'll be 3rd and long again for the Rockets, and not much room for Lipke as Regis is really keying on Hunter tonight.
Yeah, they might have to use Jacob Miller a little bit more tonight just to offset what they're doing to Lipke, because as soon as Lipke gets the ball, the whole defense is shifting that way to try to stop him, and they're doing a great job right now.
Big 3rd and about 6 right here for the Rockets from the Regis 12-yard line, and Mandel running to his right. He's going to tuck it and run inside the 10, hit at the 5-yard line, and he's going to have enough for a first down. It's going to be about a on 3rd and 6 for the quarterback.
And that's very unusual. You don't see Mandel run much at all, so it's something you don't game plan for, but he tucked it and got the first down.
Off the right side, they faked it to Lipke off the left side and got much of the Regis defense to bite that way. Mandel rolled to his right, saw an opening off the right side, and ran for the first down. 1st and goal from the 5. Mandel back in the pistol. He'll turn and give it to Lipke straight ahead off the right side. And Lipke powers his way over the goal line into the end zone for a Rocket touchdown. And Spencer Columbus grabs the lead 6-0 with 4:35 left in the first quarter. Lipke, a man among boys out there, and no contest. He powers his way into the end zone from 5 yards out, and the Rockets grab the early lead.
Yeah, that time they just put Lipke in the I formation behind his fullback and just gave it to him up the middle, which usually they come off the edge with him on coming across the formation. But again, that time just a power backfield. And again, when he sees the end zone, he smells it and he gets in there. He's got a lot of touchdowns this year. What is that? That's his 20th touchdown on the ground this year.
Now Mandel in the pistol going for 2. Lipke off the left side this time. Lipke toward the goal line and over for 2. Lipke had to power his way through defenders on the two-point conversion, and he does it again, breaking through those arm tackles of Regis, and Lipke takes it in for 2, and the SC Rockets, with 4.5 left in the opening quarter, grab an 8-0 lead here at Carson Park in Eau Claire. And stay with us. We'll have more football after this.
Here's another Tooth Truth from Dental Clinic of Marshfield.
A bright new smile is a great confidence builder. Repaired,
30.
replaced. Teeth can improve overall health. Dental Clinic of Marshfield provide a wide
4
variety
minutes
of
and 35
cosmetic options,
seconds.
including orthodontics, porcelain veneers,
Holy man.
implants,
30.
crowns, bridges, whitening, and more.
Dental Clinic of Marshfield. Dental care for life. Schedule an appointment today at any of their 3 offices in Marshfield, Stratford, or Neelsville. Learn more at dentalclinicofmarshfield.com.
Well, a 15-play, 52-yard touchdown drive. It took a lot of time off the clock, Todd, and that was a very impressive opening drive for the Rockets to grab an 8-0 lead.
It was, and there's only 4 minutes and 35 seconds left in the first quarter, so they used a lot of time to get down there. Just pounding it and pounding and pounding. No long gains, really. Just enough to get the first down, move the chains. They converted, I think, 1 or 2 fourth downs on that drive, and just to continue to move forward again and chew up clock and keep the ball away from Regis.
Yeah, you got that right. Yeah, a couple of big, one big fourth down conversion and a couple of key third down conversions. That's after the drive started with 2 false start penalties early in the drive against the Rockets. And now kickoff left. Just a good return up the near sideline. The ball came out. The ball came out at the end. Did Regis get back on top of it? They did at their own 29-yard line. Boy, that was almost a turnover on the kickoff return by the Regis Ramblers.
It was almost a long kickoff return, too, because the Regis returner was going through a hole, and the SC defender reached in and just grabbed his arm and the football, luckily, and pulled it out of there. Otherwise, that Regis Rambler, I can't remember who the return person was, but he was gonna go a long ways on that one.
You got that right. So now here's a first down play from the 30-yard line for Eau Claire Regis. Calvin Diaz, a sophomore tailback or wingback. The ball carrier on first down, a gain of a yard to the 31-yard line for Calvin Diaz. These guys use a lot of different ball carriers in this very tight wing formation. Quarterback is Isaac Michaels. And on second down, the ball carrier is Andrew Roots, another sophomore tailback, out to the 35-yard line. And gain of, 4? 3rd and 5 now at the Regis 35 from the left hash. Regis going right to left as we watch the action here. And the given a counter play up the middle now is to a wide open Noddy Rail, senior tailback or a wingback, and Rail burns the Rocket defense up the middle for big yardage and a first down out to the 44-yard line and a gain of 9.
That Noddy Rail kid, he's quick. You can see that. He's 5'7", 151 pounds, and when he hit the hole, he hit it very quickly, but he was able to break one tackle. And if he gets in the secondary, this guy looks like he's lightning.
You got that right. So now a 1st and 10 from the Regis 44-yard line. Michaels under center. And a give off the right side to Osborne. This is Cade Osborne, a junior tailback or wingback, out to the 50-yard line. And 6-yard gain, 2nd and 4 coming up. And boy, Regis going right back down the field the other way.
They use a lot of different trickery as well, it seems. It's not so much that power game like we've seen in the past where everybody's just running behind the quarterback.
Michaels will turn and hand it off and straight up the middle. Lots of running room again for Andrew Roots. Straight up the middle, nothing fancy about that one. Down inside the 45 to the Spencer Columbus 44-yard line, and that will move the chains after a gain of 6. So now Regis moving the ball very efficiently against this Spencer Columbus defense. This will be the 6th play of the drive from the Rockets' 44-yard line. Michaels under center. And he'll flip it back to Hayden Reinders, a sophomore wing back. Reinders, no running room there. In fact, he lost a yard back to the 45-yard line. And 2nd and 11 coming up.
Their 5 primary ball carriers all have at least 1 carry now. So, and one guy has 2 carries, Andrew Root. So, yeah, they definitely spread it around, that's for sure.
They certainly do. On a 2nd and 11 now from the Rocket 45-yard line. We'll see what they do here. And the give off the right side is again Andrew Root. And a couple straight ahead down inside the 45, down to the 42-yard line. So 3 yards on that one, and 3rd and 8 coming up. From the Rocket 42-yard line, they're on the left hash, going right to left as we watch the action here tonight at Carson Park in Eau Claire. Big 3rd and 8 here for this Rocket defense. And back to pass is Michaels under heavy pressure, trying to set up a screen. Root catches it all the way back near the 50-yard line, but there to take him down from behind, Logan Zernitz. And Zernitz sniffed that one out, and Root taken down the line of scrimmage for no gain on 3rd and 8. They try to set up a screen pass. Root goes nowhere. Michaels was under heavy pressure, and the Rocket defense came up big there.
Yeah, great play. There was great penetration by number 54 for Spencer Columbus, whereas the Adam Walter, he got in there and it was pressuring the quarterback. The quarterback had to go way back further than he wanted to on the screen pass, and by the time it got out there, the lineman had great penetration to get the running back.
So now 4th and, well, they're going to call it 9. They're going to say he actually lost a yard. Regis setting up for a punt here, and they will punt the ball away. Rockets didn't have anyone back deep. The ball is going to roll back to about the 10-yard line. Inside the 10, downed there by the Regis Ramblers. So the Rockets, though, get a stop defensively and force a Regis punt. And now the Rockets will get the ball back with 8 seconds left in the opening quarter here, leading 0-0. So it was a good stop by the Rocket defense after Regis pretty much went right down the field on him.
Yeah, and that last screen pass, if Adam Walter hadn't got that penetration, that screen pass was set up very well. They had plenty of blockers out in front, but the timing was thrown off because the quarterback, again, like I said, had to go back so far that by the time he got it out there, the lineman figured it out, and they were already coming out to the sideline to take care of the running back. So the blockers were actually ahead of the lineman, and Root had nowhere to go.
All right, so the Rockets will get the ball at their own 9-yard line, and again, going left to right here for this first quarter. There's going to be one more play, and then we're going to have to go all the way back to the other end.
Yeah, after that long drive by SC, it just took up almost her whole first quarter.
9-play drive that stalls at about the Spencer Columbus 40-yard line. Now Jared Mandel on first down. A give to Hunter Lipke off the left side. Running room out to the 21-yard line. And a big gain for Hunter Lipke on the final play of the first quarter. Big gain and a first down run for the Rockets. That will take us to the end of one with SC on top, leading 8-0 here at Carson Park in Eau Claire. And we'll take a break, and we'll come back with second quarter action in just a moment.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than preparing for retirement.
1 minute.
If you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, I agree. And I'd like to help. I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Brian Kaiser. Together, we can give your long-term retirement strategy the attention it deserves. Stop by our office at 617 West Blodgett here in Marshfield. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Your time is important, so let Marshfield Book and Stationery help you plan your time for 2018. Receive their final shipment of 2018 appointment books, daily, weekly, and monthly calendars in several sizes. There's also a nice selection of desk pad calendars, monthly wall calendars, both bases and refills. their selection will never be better. So stop in today and be prepared for 2018. Marshfield Book and Stationery is open for your convenience from Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. at M111 West McMillan Street.
All right, back here at Carson Park in Eau Claire. Second quarter action now alongside Todd Schultz. I'm Mike Warren, Tom Uthmeyer producing and studio engineering our broadcast tonight. Spencer Columbus football on AM 1450 WDLB. The Rockets have a first down play from their own 21-yard line after a 12-yard run by Hunter Lipke on first down. That took us to the end of the first quarter. And now as they switch ends of the field and direction here, the Rockets now going right to left. And a fumble. I think that ball went on the turf, didn't it? Carson Hildebrand took the handoff and fell on it right at the line of scrimmage for no gain. I don't know if that ball came out.
Actually, it was a little bit of a high snap, and Mandel wasn't able to handle it, and it just fell off his hands. But Carson Hildebrand, who was coming for the handoff or the fake handoff, was able to jump on it.
All right, so now going right to left as we see the action here. The Rockets have the ball in a 2nd and 10. No gain for Hildebrand from their own 21-yard line. Rockets leading 8-0. Mandel, the give to Hunter Lipke straight ahead. Not much running room. Runs into a wall at about the 24-yard line after a 3-yard gain. And that will set up 3rd and 7 for the Rockets. So this will be a big third down play here early in this possession with 1 minute gone by in the second quarter. And the SC Rockets on top of Regis 8-0.
The nice thing about the SC Rockets this year is they can pass the ball as well. They don't have to always run it. They choose to run it. But Mandel has a good arm, and he definitely can throw the ball.
Now Mandel's going to line up wide left. Hunter Lipke's going to take the snap on this play and keep it himself on a direct snap to Lipke. And up the middle across the 35, running through tackles, and a first down for the Rockets. As Lipke takes the snap, he lines up at quarterback on that play and runs for a first down out to the SC 36-yard line, a 12-yard gain on 3rd and 7.
You got to kind of wonder there how Regis allowed that to happen, because no matter where Lipke lines up, you have to have guys ready to tackle him and key on him, and all he did was fake a handoff and run it straight up the middle and was able to get 12 yards.
Yeah. Faked it to Carson Hildebrand, who then served as sort of a lead blocker, and they were going to do it again. And Lipke again takes the snap and straight ahead out across the 40-yard line to the 41. A gain of 4 for Lipke on that one. And a 2nd and 6 or so coming up. Lipke again lining up in that quarterback spot.
Nice little twist that SC's doing there. I haven't seen that this year from them, where they do line up Lipke in the quarterback position and allow him to just get a direct snap and run it up the middle behind his blockers.
Yeah.
So, yeah, kind of a nice twist rather than him normally running off the edge.
I know they did do that a few times last week against Cadott.
Okay, gotcha.
So it's kind of a new wrinkle, and now Jared Mandel will line up in at quarterback again in shotgun formation. He'll roll to his right looking to throw the ball, flips it out to Miller, who drops it at the 42-yard line, incomplete. So Miller was running down the line of scrimmage, and Mandel trying to set up a little screen to him out of the backfield, and he dropped the ball, and will be incomplete. 3rd and 5 coming up.
Didn't look like he was going to get a lot of yardage on that. He might have got a couple yards. I don't think he would have got the first down, but he did drop it, and the pass was right in his hands. Perfectly put there by Mandel.
So another big third down play here. Ellefson lines up wide to the right. Mandel back in the pistol. Hildebrand behind him. Lipke in motion right to left. But it's a fake handoff to Hildebrand, then a throw to the right side. Ellefson out of the reach of Ellefson on 3rd and 5. They were trying to go out to the far right side on a long pass to the right boundary for Ellefson, and it was off the mark by Mandel, an incomplete. 4th and 5 coming up.
Yeah, and that little outrun by Ellefson, the pass, he was able to dive for it and get his hand on it, but it was basically uncatchable. It had to be a miraculous catch. Mandel got nailed after he threw the ball.
So now Hunter Lipke will go back to punt this ball away. This SC Rockets drive stalling out at the Rockets' 42-yard line. Lipke will be punting from his own 35-yard line. And it looks like Cade Osborne back deep takes the punt at his own 16-yard line out across the 25 and then hauled down from behind near the 30-yard line by Jacob Miller.
That was an excellent tackle by Jacob Miller because the return man headed left first, then he went to the right, and he had a nice little wall coming over there, but Miller busted through and was able to make a nice arm tackle and get him down. Otherwise, he was, again, had a nice little wall set up.
So the Rockets have to punt the ball away. Regis gets a stop defensively, and the Rockets still leading 8-0 with 9:12 left to go in the second quarter here at Carson Park in Eau Claire. Rockets football tonight for you here on AM 1450 WDLB Marshfield.
Regis has run the ball or passed the ball more this year than I remember. They've thrown the ball 75 times so far this year, which would never have seen that in the past. So they haven't thrown a pass yet, or they threw one pass on that screen. But otherwise, I look for them to maybe open it up just a bit here, based on their stats anyway, that they have thrown the ball more this year.
All right, so now ball at the 30-yard line. Was there a penalty on the kick return, or what are we discussing here? There was a penalty against Regis on the kick return, apparently. And so this is going to put the ball back at the, oh boy, a 15-yarder. Is that a personal foul penalty of some kind? Maybe a clip or a block in the back or something that I missed?
Yeah, it must have been a personal foul because a block in the back would only be 10 yards. And they marched out 15.
15-yarder. Now this drive will start back at the 15-yard line. They do a flea flicker. Michaels trying to throw it deep. That ball is underthrown. Michaels got hit as he threw it, but it's still caught out at the 45-yard line. Oh my gosh, it was a flea flicker, a handoff to Andrew Root, who flicks it back to Isaac Michaels, who then just lobs one up. He airs it out and caught at the 46-yard line by, did you see who it was?
Natty Rail.
Natty Rail. And a big gain out to the 46-yard line. Boy, that was underthrown. The Rocket defenders mistimed their jump for the ball, and Rail came down with it at his own 46-yard line after a 31-yard pass play. Wow. And now Michaels flips it back to Calvin Diaz. And Diaz, a gain of a couple out to the 47-yard line.
On that last play, Isaac Michaels had heavy pressure on him, and he just basically threw it up for grabs, and his receiver made a huge adjustment, and the SC defenders didn't see the ball. They didn't look back for the ball at all. A very, very poor job by 4 SC defenders.
Yeah, you're right. That ball should have been intercepted. Now here's a give to Root again, straight up the middle, out across the 50 into SC territory. Andrew Root, the ball carrier. And straight ahead down to the SC 47-yard line, and a gain of 6.
Because, as we said, the SC defenders were not fooled on that play. They were right there. It's just the receiver saw the ball and the defenders didn't.
So,
it was fortunate for actually Regis that they got a completion that, like you said, should have been intercepted.
Should have been, and now it's a 3rd and about 2.5, maybe 3 for the Regis Ramblers. And straight ahead for, I believe, Andrew Root again. We'll check that. Root gets the handoff and goes nowhere. Maybe a yard. No gain on the play. That will set up a 4th and about 3. And let's see what Regis decides to do here. I think they're going to go for it. I would not doubt it. 4th and 3 from the SC 47-yard line. Isaac Michaels under center. He's going to flip it into the backfield to Diaz, or to Natty Rail, and Rail out near or down to the 45-yard line. He didn't get it. He came up about a yard short on a gain of 2, and the Ramblers are going to turn the ball over on downs. Took a big gamble there, and now the Rockets are going to get the ball back at their own 45.5-yard line with 6:50 to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, the SC Rockets have a pretty stout front 4, And the Regis Ramblers continue to run up the middle, and so far with not a lot of success.
So from their own 46, Jared Mandel and the Rocket offense back out there. Mandel going to go deep down the right sideline. Ellefson got behind the defender, caught it at the 21-yard line, and then stumbled and fell at the Regis 18-yard line on a big pass play from Jared Mandel. And the Rockets are inside the 20-yard line on a big throw from Mandel to a wide-open Ellefson.
Beautiful ball thrown by Mandel, right on the money. Had great protection and threw it down the right side, right on the money. If Ellefson hadn't stumbled, he probably would have scored.
Yeah, you got that right. And a 36-yard pass play from Mandel to Ellefson, and a 1st and 10 now at the Regis 18-yard line. Now Mandel with a keeper off the right side and running through tacklers inside the 15 down to 13-yard line, and a 5-yard gain for Jared Mandel. And now the SC Rockets are in the Rail Red Zone, and visit rail.jobs to join the winning Rail team. Experience the power of red with Rail Transport of Marshfield, as the Rockets are now in the Rail Red Zone here on a 2nd and 6. The ball at the Regis 13-yard line from the right hash, going right to left here as we watch it. Mandel in the pistol. He'll turn and give to Hildebrandt. Hildebrandt up the middle, down to the 9-yard line, and a gain of 4 for Carson Hildebrandt. And that will set up 3rd and short for the Rockets inside the 10-yard line.
This is probably Hunter Lipke territory here. Usually they get inside the 10, and he usually gets the ball. And again, that kid, he wants that goal line bad. And when he wants it, he usually gets it. Again, he's got 20 touchdowns on the year rushing.
3rd and a yard here to go for the Rockets from the Regis 9. Lipke off the right side. Running room inside the 5 and hauled down at the 3-yard line. And a gain of 6. It'll be 1st and goal for the Rockets.
So far, Hunter Lipke has 14 carries for 70 yards in this first half.
All right, so 1st and goal situation here for SC with 5:15 to go in the 2nd quarter. And the Rockets threatening with their 2nd scoring drive of the game right here, potentially. 1st and goal from the 4, they call it. And Mandel from the right hash. Lipke in motion left to right. They're going to fake it to Lipke. And up the middle to Hildebrandt, I believe. Carson down to the 2-yard line, a gain of 2 on the play. Now 2nd and goal from the Regis 2 on the right hash for the Rockets.
Here's where they like to put Hunter Lipke power I formation behind his fullback, and usually he's able to get those couple yards. So we'll see if they do that here.
So it'll be a big score here in the first half and give the Rockets a little breathing room right here with a 2-score lead.
I don't see how they're going to keep him out of the end zone from the 2-yard line. They haven't been able to stop Lipke all game with any negative yardage.
All right, Hildebrandt in the backfield. Lipke in motion left to right. We've got a timeout by Jason Gorst, and the SC Rockets call a timeout on a 2nd and goal play with 4:17 left in the 2nd quarter here at Carson Park in Eau Claire. Timeout on the field, and back to Eau Claire in just a moment.
Every team needs the right connection
30.
to succeed. The same thing applies to your home or business. If something doesn't seem quite right, don't play amateur repair person. Contact Total Electric Service of Marshfield at 384-3311. Total Electric offers a 24-hour emergency service for residential, commercial, farm, and industrial jobs. Total Electric Service, the name says it all. Total service for all of your electric contracting needs. 384-3311.
By the way, at halftime, we will talk with Spencer volleyball coach Buff Heller. I know, Todd, you got that Buff Heller tattoo the other day. That looks real good. So I know you're a big fan of Spencer volleyball, so you'll hear from your idol and hero at halftime tonight.
Didn't they just have a big win streak against someone snapped?
I'm sure they did. Yeah, I don't know. I don't
they
follow
did,
it like
yeah.
you do.
They did.
2nd and goal after the timeout for the Rockets. Here's Lipke off the right side, and Lipke walks into the end zone for another SC touchdown. I don't think anyone got a finger on him on that one. He went in motion from left to right on that count motion type play and walked into the end zone for 6, and the Rockets take a 14-0 lead.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if it's getting boring for Lipke to score all these touchdowns. He's got 21 now for the year. It just seemed like he just got in there nonchalantly. No one touched him. And, it's kind of like, hey, this is old hat. I've done this like 20 times before. Not a big deal.
I think he'll do it as often as he can.
All right, they're going for 2 again.
All right, so the Rockets will go for 2 here. Hildebrand in that pistol formation behind Mandel. Lipke wing left, in motion to the right. And again, that counterplay to the right side. Lipke easily into the end zone. No contest on that one. Lipke waltzes in for 2 more. And the Rockets, with 4:13 left in the second quarter, grab a 16-0 lead over the Regis Ramblers. You're listening to Rockets football on AM 1450 WDLB Marshfield, and more football in just a moment.
The cozy warmth after coming in from a chilly, pink-cheeked morning walk. The perfect man cave temperature to kick back and watch the big game. When the weather turns cold, a new Rheem heating system will surround your family in total comfort. Are you feeling it? Rheem, the new degree of comfort.
Feel the warmth this winter with a new home heating system installed by the local pros at Comfort Systems Heating and Cooling. Call Comfort Systems Heating and Cooling today or see them in Marshfield at 1209 West Veterans Parkway.
Well, the Spencer Columbus Rockets, with 4:13 left in the second quarter, grab a 16-0 lead. A 6-play, 54-yard drive, capped off by a 2-yard touchdown run by Hunter Lipke, his 21st touchdown run of the season. And the Rockets are in control of this one with 4:13 left in the first half.
Yeah, this year the Regis Rambler offense has been a little different than previous years. In 4 of their ball games, they've scored 22 or less points, so hasn't been quite as explosive after losing, I believe, 18 starters last year or something like that to graduation.
Yeah, they graduated 22 kids from last year's state championship team, 18 starters, not the same team, that's for sure. Return on this kickoff by Calvin Diaz. Out across the 20, taken down at his own 21-yard line as Regis, now they'll mark it at the 22-yard line, as Regis gets the ball back with 4:06 left in the second quarter, and the Rockets on top 16-0. Regis going from left to right as we watch the action here, and on the right hash.
Guess I'm wondering if Regis will open it up here a little bit and try to throw the ball just a bit. They really haven't done hardly any of that.
Isaac Michaels in at quarterback. Give is to Andrew Root off the left side. Tailback, or senior tailback. By the way, the Spencer Columbus Rockets wearing all white tonight. Just like another team that's in action tonight, the Color Rush uniforms of the SC Rockets here tonight. White jerseys, white pants. I think there's a team playing in Green Bay tonight wearing all white, right?
Yeah, I believe there is.
As the 2nd down and 8 play now, Andrew Root, by the way, a gain of 2 on first down. And 2nd down goes nowhere for, well, let's see. Let's unpile them and see who that was. Not sure who that was. Did you see who it was?
I think it might have been Diaz.
Yeah, I think you're right. Calvin Diaz, but he went nowhere. No gain. So now 3rd and 8. Michaels on a draw play to Root, and he's got running room out across the 30, 35, 40, and Root with a big gain and a first down out to the 41-yard line. And an 18-yard scamper by Andrew Root and a first down on 3rd and 8. And the Rockets were not ready for the draw play, executed to perfection by Michaels and Andrew Root. And I was brought up the Packers because a developing story, Ty Montgomery, questionable to return with a chest injury in that Packer-Bear game tonight at Lambeau Field. Here's Michaels back to throw now on 1st and 10 from his own 41 and tries to throw it near side, almost intercepted by Andres Rodriguez, the linebacker, trying to get it out to Jacob Solonik. An incomplete pass, bringing up 2nd and 10. Packers and Bears tonight at Lambeau Field. And again, Packers' first drive of the game, they lost Ty Montgomery, questionable to return with a chest injury in that one. Michaels, the give to, I believe, Root again. Yep, Andrew Root out to the 43-yard line, and gain of 2 on that one. Zernitz with the stop. So another 3rd and long here with 2:15 to go in the half. And the Ramblers from their own 43-yard line, 3rd and 8. Isaac Michaels, the junior quarterback, under center. And a screen pass to the left side is incomplete. Trying to get it to Noddy Rail. They flared him out wide to the left side of the formation. He went in motion from right to left. And Michaels just could not complete the pass. He had some running room over there, too.
He did, and it looks like that's the main part of their passing game, is just a lot of screens, a lot of short passes to the running backs is what it looks like so far, is what they've done. Mostly other than that one kind of Hail Mary ball that they threw up, and fortunately the receiver got it.
And now Rail will do the punting here. High but short. It's going to bounce at about the Rocket 38-yard line and roll back all the way to the 25-yard line. And that's where the Rockets will take over after forcing another Rambler punt here. The Rockets get the ball back with 1:48 left in the second quarter, leading the Eau Claire Regis Ramblers 16-0 in this Clover Bell Conference football matchup here tonight on AM 1450 WDLB. With Todd Schultz, I'm Mike Warren. Tom Uthmeyer producing and engineering the broadcast tonight. The Rockets get it back now, going right to left here from their own 25-yard line on the left hash with just under 2 minutes to work with here before halftime. Jared Mandel in the pistol formation for the Rockets. And Mandel fakes a handoff, rolling to his right on the run. Now going to throw it away. Incomplete and get rid of that one. There's a penalty marker at the end of the play. Mandel was taken down at the end of that play, and it might be a personal foul penalty unless it's grounding. I'm not sure what the call will be here, but Mandel hit late after he got rid of the ball. The defender took him down to the turf, and they may get him for personal foul, unnecessary roughness, or, well, let's get the call. No penalty. Oh, illegal man downfield. They waved that one off, so no penalty against the Rockets. A minute 40 now on the incomplete, and 2nd and 10 coming up here. And you want to be careful because you don't want to throw a pick or something at your own 25-yard line. Could give up some valuable field position right here and give Regis some time to work. So now they're going to spread it out again, and Hunter Lipke is going to line up at quarterback. Mandel and Ellefson lining up wide to the left on this formation. Lipke will fake a handoff, but no, there's another penalty marker on this play, and it's going to be a false start on the Rockets. So that'll move them back to their own 20-yard line, and now the Rockets getting in their own way here. So now, by the way, we just got the Packers score, 14-0 over the Bears in the second quarter, right?
Yep, that's what I heard from the PA announcer here.
I was trying to check my NFL mobile app too for that. And yeah, 14-0 Packers. So with just under 9 minutes left, oh, they're still in the first quarter too. Boy, kind of an interesting score there. Did not expect that. So now after the 5-yard penalty against the Rockets, again, Hunter Lipke going to line up at that quarterback position and take the snap, and he'll draw play it and just run right up the middle and out across the 25 or to the 25-yard line. Got the 5 yards back from the penalty play, and now it'll be 3rd and 10. I think Regis is going to take a timeout here. They want to preserve some clock here, and if they're going to get the ball back, they want some some time to work with on a 3rd and 10 play for the Rockets. Smart move here by the Ramblers with 92 seconds left in the half.
I agree, especially being down by 16 points. If you could somehow get the ball back and get a score before half, that would be huge for the Ramblers.
Yeah, so we had the incomplete pass by Mandel, then the false start, and then a 5-yard run by Lipke, and now 3rd and 10 from the Rocket 25-yard line.
You know, the only thing about the Ramblers, they're not really a quick strike offense. They're more of a pound it and kind of run it at you, I think, throw some screens. And, you know, I don't see at least any real explosion plays, at least at this point in their offense. It's for them to score in a minute's probably unlikely.
Aaron Rodgers has 2 touchdown passes for the Packers in the first quarter. A 5-yard touchdown toss to Devontae Adams and a 2-yard touchdown throw to Randall Cobb.
Also, and Cobb's active tonight.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Packers leading the Bears at Lambeau Field tonight, 14-0. And now a give to, well, was this Carson Hildebrand?
Ballman, I believe. Yeah, Hayden Ballman.
Or was it Lipke?
No, I think it was Hayden Ballman got the ball on that one.
All right, so Bauman the ball carrier, and gain of 4 for Hayden Bauman. And that will set up 4th and about 6, and Regis takes another timeout. We'll take it with him. And stay with us, more football in just a moment.
Buying a home can make you feel like a mouse in an endless maze. Wrong turn here, wrong turn
30.
there. At Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, they want to guide you through every turn to help you find the cheese.
This is Todd Schultz with Fairway. We want to be your financial expert for life. We work with FHA, WIDA, rural development, and conventional loans. We'll review all your options. You get more home loan solutions at Fairway of Marshfield.
Call them today at 384-7878. Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS 2289, is an equal housing lender. Todd Schultz, NMLS number 642092.
So now 4th and 6 for the Rockets, and Hunter Lipke will come in and punt the ball away with 1:24 left. And now Regis jumped off sides. A hard count, I think, by Lipke. I don't know if he got his own guy to move first or if he drew Regis offside. That would make it a 4th and 1. And maybe the Rockets change the call if the call goes their way. Who jumped first? Somebody for Regis, I think it was Henry Thiessen, jumped off sides. And he was lined up right over the ball. It's offsides on the Ramblers, and it's 4th and 1. That'll put the ball at the 34. If you're the Rockets, do you change the call or still kick it away?
That's a tough decision. I think you probably still kick it, but they haven't been able to stop
I run the
Lipke.
ball. Here comes Mandel back on
Yeah.
the field. They're going to go
Yeah.
for it now. They're going to change the call here. It's going to be a 4th and a yard, and the Rockets are going to go for it on 4th and 1 with 1:24 left in the half, leading 16-0 from their own 34-yard line. And let's see if the Rockets can get a yard. Jared Mandel with Hildebrand behind him in the pistol formation. Lipke, wing left. Mandel. And now movement. Oh, man. Lipke. False start on Hunter Lipke.
Now they're back to where they were before.
Now we're back to where we started. Now Lipke should punt the ball away.
Yep, let's do that.
Wow, Lipke. Hunter jumped early out of his stance on that wing left spot.
He was definitely getting the ball on that carry, and he was anxious to get it.
You got that right. And so now Lipke will punt the ball away. My goodness. Penalties. Man, high but short. And the ball bounces at the Regis 40-yard line, bounces back toward the 50. Rockets are going to down it at the 48-yard line. Wow, that got a Regis bounce there at the end. With 1:14 left in the half.
Regis has got obviously great field position here. I just don't know what they got for a passing game other than a lot of screen plays right now, so we'll see what they can bring out of their bag of tricks.
They get the ball back they mark it at the Regis 47-yard line with 1:14 left. From the right hash, Isaac Michaels back to pass under pressure, trying to set up a screen, caught by, I didn't see it, was it, I believe Henry Thiessen. but he fell down after a gain of a yard.
Quarterback is down.
Now there was a late, oh yeah, Michaels took a hit at the end of the play. He was under heavy pressure, and they're going to get the Rockets with a personal foul penalty and a hit on Michaels, who's down at the end of the play. He was under heavy pressure, and it might have been on Zernitz.
Michaels is still down, and he's laying right on the flag. So the flag is right underneath him that the official threw for the roughing the passer.
So, yeah, Michaels was under heavy pressure. The Regis Ramblers didn't block anybody on that one, and obviously they were trying to set up the screen. Michaels got rid of it very late, right before Zernitz, I think it was Logan Zernitz, hit him.
It was, and the fans here are yelling for get him out, as in kick him out of the game.
Yeah, well, it's one of those bang-bang plays where it happens so quickly. Zernitz is right there ready to make the tackle, and he got rid of it right before Zernitz got to him.
Looks like Will Jordahl is warming up, the backup quarterback right now, number 10.
Yeah, certainly, nothing that's, intentional or anything. It's just one of those plays where you're rushing the quarterback. He gets rid of it right as Zernitz gets there, and it all happens all at once, basically. Michaels is up and walking off under his own power. He's fine.
That's good to see.
Yeah. Not a big kid either. 6'1", 164 pounds. This guy's a basketball player, not a football player.
Yeah, he's pretty slight. You look at his arms and stuff. He's a pretty slight guy.
Not much to him, but tough kid. Boy, took a big hit, and he's walking off under his own power.
Yeah, and he's a junior, so he'll be back next year.
Yeah, but you're right. They got the backup quarterback in here, and he'll go back to pass. He throws it downfield, got a man open inside the 5, dropped by Naughty Rail. Naughty Rail had that ball in his hands inside the 5-yard line. That should have been a touchdown, and Rail dropped one that was right to him and right on the money. And a great throw by the quarterback.
Will Jordahl put the ball right on the money on it was a post pattern, and he was open by about 3 or 4 yards, was Rail, but he just couldn't haul it in.
That might be the best throw I've seen by any quarterback all season. And now Michael's right back in there. He's going to go deep down the near sideline. Rail makes a big catch down the right sideline at the 6-yard line and shoved out of bounds with 51 seconds left in the half. The line of scrimmage was the Rocket 37, ball at the 5. 32 yards from Isaac Michaels to Naughty Rail, and it's 1st and goal for the Ramblers.
1st and goal for the Ramblers at the 5.
At the 5-yard line now, a timeout, I believe. No timeout here. Michaels under center with 42 seconds left. And now we've got a timeout by the Regis Ramblers. So this drive began at the Regis 47-yard line. Was the first down play the screen?
Yeah, it was.
That Michaels got injured on.
It was. Yep, it was. And they got 15 yards out of that.
Well, that was a gain of, what, a yard?
Yeah, a few yard maybe at most. They're airing it out now. I like to see that. And then
the incomplete pass to Rail, who dropped it inside the 5. And then the big 32-yarder to Rail, who tippy-toed down the right sideline and hauled that one in right before he was shoved out of bounds at the 5-yard line. Now it's 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. Isaac Michaels under center from the right hash, and now we've got a Spencer Columbus timeout.
Yeah, I saw Jason Gorsh running down the sideline to get that timeout, and he got it.
An interesting drive because he had the 1-yard completion on a screen. They were trying to set up that screen. It only got a yard. And then the incomplete pass after the roughing the passer penalty And then the big 32-yarder from Michaels to Rail puts the ball at the 5-yard line with 42 seconds to go in the second quarter, and Regis threatening for the first time here tonight.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anybody on the field that can stay with that Rail kid. I mean, that kid is lightning. Like I said early in the game when he got the ball, and he just has beat the Spencer Columbus defenders 2 plays in a row, and missed one and caught the other one. So he's electric, and the SC Rockets are going to have to definitely account for him.
First and goal from the Rocket 5-yard line from the right hash. Michaels under center here with 42 seconds left in the half. Toss right side to, is it Root? Some running room off the right side. I believe Cade Osborne down to the, where'd they mark him? 2? A gain of 3 as they hurry back to the line. Second and goal, and now another clock stoppage here. We may have an equipment problem on one of the Rocket helmets. I think the officials stopped the clock here with 22 seconds left in the half. They're going to mark it at the 2-yard line after a gain of 3 by Osborne. Now Michaels under center, second and goal. Toss back to Osborne again, hit at the line of scrimmage, and nowhere to run for Osborne. Good penetration by the Rocket defense, so they out of timeouts. They got to hurry back to the line on third and goal, and Michaels is going to spike the ball and stop the clock with 6 seconds left. It'll be fourth and goal from the 2-yard line with 6 seconds left.
I would have to say poor clock management there. You can run one time, but they ran it 2 times in a row with no timeouts.
Yeah.
You can't do that because now they got 6 seconds and it's fourth down.
Fourth and goal from the 2. 6 seconds left. And now the Rockets are going to take a defensive timeout. They want to be ready here. So a fourth and goal from the 2 for the Ramblers. 6 seconds left to go in the second quarter. And the Rockets take a defensive timeout. Just a reminder, we've got a couple of things to watch for, Todd. The block of the game, sponsored by Sternweiss and Sons and their block division. They're developing offensive linemen every day over there at Sternweiss and Sons. They got a block division. And the collision of the game, I think we already maybe saw it when Zernitz put Michaels on the ground. Collision of the game brought to you by Arts Body Shop. So we got to watch for those.
Okay.
We're not used to these AM games.
Yeah, that's
we
right.
don't have this fun stuff on the FM side.
No, we don't.
Fourth and goal from the 2 for the Ramblers. Michaels under center, and he'll toss it back to Rail, who throws it to a halfback option. Osborne, who throws it into the end zone, and it's intercepted by Ethan Meese. A halfback option. They tossed it back to, was it Rail?
I don't know who threw the ball.
The quarterback tossed it to Rail, who gave it to Osborne, who threw it into the end zone on a halfback option, and Osborne got picked off by Meese with a second left on the clock to end the half, essentially.
Very
Very
inaccurate throw. I mean, he threw it right to Meese.
He threw it right to Ethan Meese, and there was nobody around Ethan on the play.
There was a receiver in the area, but nowhere near Meese.
So Michaels pitched it to Rail, I believe, who then, kind of a flea flicker type play, Rail tosses it to Osborne, one of the other tailbacks, and Osborne rolls to his right and throws an interception. And I guess interesting play call from the 2-yard line. Not a bad play call, but just poor execution.
Yeah, I don't mind that. What I do mind was the plays before that.
Yeah.
When they ran it 2 times in a row and basically
with
no timeouts left, and then had to spike it and waste one of their plays.
Yeah.
So they only got 3 chances instead of 4, and you know, it wasted an opportunity there to score a touchdown, and now they're still down 16-0 instead of 16-7 or 8 or whatever.
Right, and obviously they don't feel good about anybody kick. Do they have a kicker? They could have maybe tried a field goal or something, but a lot of these smaller schools don't have kickers.
Well, I looked at their stats, and they were, I believe, 5 for 7 kicking the ball in extra points or something like that. So they had been successful in extra points with a kicker, but just felt like they needed a touchdown there, I guess, instead of a field goal.
Yeah, all right. But very interesting. All right, so that's the end of the first half, and the Rockets, 2 scoring plays, one in the first quarter, one in the second quarter, and they have a 16-0 halftime lead here at Carson Park in Eau Claire. Alongside Todd Schultz, I'm Mike Warren, and Tom Uthmeyer producing and studio engineering our broadcast tonight. Spencer Columbus football tonight on AM 1450 WDLB Marshfield and online at WDLBAM.com. 2 scoring plays for SC Rockets. They have a 16-0 halftime lead. Hunter Lipke, 2 touchdown runs. He added 2 two-point conversions as well. And the SC Rockets are leading the defending champs from D6 a year ago, the Regis Ramblers, 16-0 here at the halftime break. By the way, late first quarter in Green Bay, the Green Bay Packers are leading the Chicago Bears 14-0 at Lambeau Field in Green Bay in that one here tonight. All Rockets for the most part in the first half of this ball game, and the Rockets have a 16-0 lead. All right, stay with us. Our halftime report will feature an interview. Gene got this great opportunity to talk with Spencer volleyball coach Buff Heller, and so we're going to hear from Buff, and we're going to hear all about Spencer volleyball on our halftime report following these messages.
If you're one of the lucky ones, you've never had an auto accident. But if and when you do, you get flustered and exasperated dealing with the insurance company
and then the
getting
report.
Estimates, not to mention trying to figure out how you're going to get around without you.
Okay.
How long is that report?
Free estimates, free courtesy car.
What's that? 10 minutes?
It's 11 minutes long.
Oh. Okay.
90 coming out of it then?
Maybe 1 minute.
Okay.
Now the third and fourth graders, the Fighting Irish. Carter Whiteside, Joseph Kent, Tyler
All right,
Gailey,
thanks.
Chase Rogelman, Nick Helen, Sam Ebert, Oliver Bluchek,
We'll take the feed.
Kane Norrish, Jackson Norrish, Jake Rebenzer.
Next to Walgreens. Gas up
Thank
at the Tigers or Columbus Don's Pride Pumps, and the Baltus Company will donate 2 cents per gallon to the Marshfield School District or Columbus Catholic Schools. A great way to help the school systems and the students in the Marshfield area. Gas up today at either the Columbus Don's or Tigers Pride Pump, and you'll be making a difference.
You always get more at Baltus.
Our halftime program is next here on WDLB. Let's bring in Spencer High School volleyball coach Buff Heller to talk about Rockets volleyball. The Spencer volleyball team has been quite strong in recent years, winning a number of Eastern Clover Belt Conference volleyball championships. Now the Rockets program is a bit down this season, but things are coming along nicely for Coach Heller and the Rockets volleyball team.
Well, so far so good. You know, we started really slow. We have a lot of inexperienced players. They are coming along nicely. You know, if we get rid of that injury bug, things were really clicking well. But I think we started 2-7, and now we're 10-15, and the wins are coming and the confidence is coming, so hopefully that continues on for the next few weeks.
Well, as you mentioned, your team quite inexperienced and quite a different situation from the great run of teams you had here for a number of years. But tell us what it was like early in the year getting these players together and finding spots for all these players.
Well, that was the process. We graduated 9 seniors that all played, and we only brought back 2 varsity full-time players and then a couple that got a little time, so it was like just a matter of filling in. When the season started, I didn't know who was going to play in the middle, I didn't know who was going to play on the outside. It was all kind of a just a mishmash of players that we were trying to get it to go, and it showed our first couple tournaments where we didn't compete barely, and then once we figured things out, I think now we can compete. If we take care of our own side of the net, we can compete with everybody we play right now. So.
And as you mentioned, things turning around for you a bit now, the middle part of the season. Tell us some areas where you've seen some improvement here in the last couple of weeks.
Our biggest improvement right now has been our serve, receive, and passing. At the beginning of the year, it was just to let us down almost every match. At some point, we had a run where we just couldn't pass the ball, and now over the last couple of weeks, we've been way more consistent, and our liberos and DSs and our back row have just been passing better, especially on the serve, receive, and if you can get that ball to the setter, you can definitely attack a lot better than when you're chasing that ball around the gym. So.
You mentioned that you lost a lot of very talented ball players from last year's team. Tell us about some of the players who are back. You got a couple who saw lots of playing time last year. Tell us about them and what they do for your team this year.
Yep. First off is Sadie Mercier. She makes everything go around. She typically, in my opinion, the all-conference setter. And now with the injuries we've had the last couple of weeks, she's even playing on the outside, and she led our team in kills last night and at our tournament last Saturday. So she's just doing everything I ask of her right now, which makes a coach's job a lot easier to have a player like that. We also have Shaylee back, and last year she played on the right side, and this year she's doing a little bit of right side, a little bit of middle. So again, wherever I need her, she's willing to go do it. So the experience helped her last year to keep up with that varsity speed, because it's a lot different than a JV match or a freshman match when you come up like that. So those are the 2 back, and then both Lindsay Lose and Chloe Drews got a little time at the end of last year, and even that little bit of a few weeks and a lot of practice time, I thought helped them adjust a lot quicker this year too. So just those little things helped out.
Talking last week, Coach, with Dawn Sadowska, and she's in the same boat you are, having a very inexperienced team, and about the only person back on her team is her setter. And we posed this question, well, I asked you the same question. You talk to a basketball coach and they say, boy, if I only have one player back, I want it to be that point guard to run the show. If I only have one baseball player back, I want to be that catcher, the shortstop, to really be the big cog in the middle. Is it the same thing in volleyball? If you only have one player back, we'd like to be the setter like you have this year.
Oh yeah, I think the setter makes everything go. It was a lot easier last year because our back row was fantastic. I mean, I had 3 all-conference back row players, so it made it easier for the setters. And this year, with our growing pains with the passing early, a setter like Sadie gets to everything. That's just in her blood that she wants to go get it. And it definitely, without that experienced setter at the beginning of the year, it would have been big trouble. But we've grown, and she kind of picked them up when they were down, and now they're getting better. It just makes it easier and easier for her. So it's a good thing.
All right, tell us about some of the other younger players on this team who are making good strides for you this year.
Well, I have a lot. The other one that stepped in this year is Lexi Bear. She's a senior, but she did cross country last year and decided to come back out to volleyball. And she's right now, to me, an all-conference performer on the outside. So that was, one of those things that we're pretty thankful. She decided that she didn't want to do cross country and she wanted to come play volleyball this year. So that was a good thing. And then, Shelby Haves has been playing on the outside, getting more and more consistent. Still want her to be more aggressive, but she's getting better and better every week and doing what I ask her to do. So that makes a difference. And then we have the 2 young DS liberos. We have Carsey Nitzel and Alexa Post. Post is a freshman and Carsey is a sophomore, and they both came. They're pretty much. Threw him into the fire and said, you guys got to do it. And it's really hard for Alexa, because freshman going from 8th grade volleyball to varsity volleyball, but she's such a great coachable kid, and she's been doing everything I ask of her, and sometimes she looks like a deer in headlights because she's a freshman, but she's doing everything I ask of her, and that's all. Her ceiling of how good she can get the next few years should be pretty high.
When you have an athlete like Lexi Baer come out, and is it a temptation that maybe you can use her in a lot of different places? She has not established herself as in a particular spot. Is there a way you can plug her into some different holes on your ball club?
Right, and you can do that. Lexi's, she's the epitome of an outside hitter. She can pass really well. She can hit pretty well. She's one that I probably wouldn't throw in the middle because the height's not there and stuff like that. But she's still, just to have her come out this year and her athleticism and just her spirit for sports in general, it's like that's really helped us out a lot.
As you mentioned, Coach, and most of our fans are aware, you had a great run here in Spencer, conference champions, and a long winning streak. Tell us about what that was like to be part of that great success you had here in Spencer the last several years.
Well, it's always fun to see. I started many moons ago, and I always joked. I said when I first started at Spencer volleyball was always happy to beat the weak teams, and if they lost to the good teams, they didn't really care. So what it really was about 5 or 6 years of just trying to change the culture to we want to beat everybody and not be scared of anybody. And it took a while, but by a couple of years, I think we went to state in 2011. I would say in about 2008, 2009, the culture and the attitude of the girls just changed immensely. More girls playing club, more girls just into it. So it was, you could definitely see the mental change. The physical girls have always been here. Even when I helped before I was head coach, some of the athletes we had were just phenomenal, but it just wasn't a volleyball school. And hopefully that's what we've done over the last 15 years is turn it into a volleyball program and volleyball school.
Do you see that on the lower levels now you're reaping some of those successes from the last several years, maybe some bigger numbers out, some better athletes out on the lower levels?
Well, it really paid. It's actually dropped off a little. And I think talking to coaches in the area, we're not the only school where the numbers have gone down a little bit. We're struggling this year with the C and the B teams just to keep 6, 7 girls on the court between injuries and being sick. So it's changed that way. You actually just in the gym, junior high numbers aren't bad. We figure if you have between 10 and 15 in 7th and 8th grade, you'll end up with about 6 or 7 by the time they graduate. So, we're on pace to have good numbers still. So, we had years there where we were doing really well. The numbers were too much. And we had issues on the other end of having too many girls out for the program and not getting them enough play time and enough practice time. So, it's nice we found the happy medium here.
Tell us about your staff for this year.
It's well, obviously myself, and then we have Deanne Hansen back. I think this is her 4th year with us, and she's gone from the C team and she's now doing the JV program. And then luckily the school hired Kaylee Kundinger, Auburndale graduate, so she really knows her volleyball, and she's taken over the C team the last couple of years. So that experience from those two with their volleyball, I think they both played high quality high school ball and a little bit of college ball, and so to bring their knowledge in at the younger level has really helped out. It always helps.
What is the Eastern Clover Belt like this year?
To be honest, it's kind of in general down compared to what it was for a few years, but it's very competitive night after night. As you've seen, I think we've gone 5 like 3 times. So there's not that, when we were on our run, it was, the top was the top and the bottom was the bottom. And this year things have really evened out. And I actually kind of saw that start last year when Colby took last place. And they were 0-7, but they took a game from everybody in the conference. And it's like, you don't see an 0-7 team beat everybody at least one game very often. So you can kind of see how that, it was going to even out. And it really has, because we played Neilsville last night and they're 0-4, and they had some athletic, talented girls, and they still haven't won a match. So it's like, I would have never guessed that at the beginning of the year. So I think that kind of what happened to Colby last year is they had the athletes and stuff, they just couldn't get over that hump. And I think Neilsville might be going through that same thing right now.
Spencer High School volleyball coach Rob Heller, and by the way, the Rockets and the Dons are facing each other tonight in a volleyball match at Spencer High School, and then the Columbus Dons volleyball team plays once again on Saturday at the Mondovi Invitational. Both the Dons and the Rockets return to action on Tuesday in the Clover Belt Conference. Columbus at home against Gilman, and Spencer plays at Colby. Our coverage of Spencer Columbus football tonight on WDLB, a service of Filker Brothers Corporation of Marshfield, manufacturers of stainless steel products, and they support all youth sports and activities. Participation in high school sports builds character and teamwork, and Filker Brothers of Marshfield supports the youth of central Wisconsin. We'll return to Carson Park in Eau Claire and more of our halftime program with Mike Warren and Todd Schultz following these messages.
Big day. Your first board meeting as the new CEO. Yay. Good luck. You're gonna fail. You've got this.
You couldn't just let it go, could you? Always the hero.
Hey, I'm security. I'd do the same for you.
Well, you wouldn't have to, since I worry about everything that would never happen to me.
Anniversary in the auto sales business. That alone says a lot. When you come into Kaiser Auto Sales, Randy says that visit their website at KaiserAutoSales.net. Kaiser Auto Sales on Highway 13 South in Spencer is a proud sponsor of Spencer Athletics.
Spencer Columbus football brought to you in part tonight by Kaiser Auto. On Highway 13 in Spencer, the SC Rockets and the Eau Claire Regis Ramblers from Carson Park in Eau Claire tonight here on AM 1450 WDLB Marshfield and online at WDLBAM.com. Alongside Todd Schultz, I'm Mike Warren. And Tom Uthmeyer producing and engineering our broadcast tonight. Halftime, the SC Rockets leading the Eau Claire Regis Ramblers 16-0. As our halftime report continues, let's look at the halftime stats brought to you by the people where numbers matter. Edward Jones Investments of Marshfield. See Randy Gershman or Brian Kaiser for their sound investment advice. And Todd, a look at the first half numbers in this one.
Yeah, we'll start with the SC Rockets, who obviously are up 16-0 right now. Hunter Lipke, again, the workhorse, 17 carries for 80 yards and 2 touchdowns. And the thing about having him back there is when you need that 2-3 yards or 4 yards, he's usually going to get it for you and get keep the chains moving. And that's exactly what he did in that first drive. They just continued to pound. No long runs, just kept moving the chains. Carson Hildebrand, 5 carries, 10 yards, were the 2 leading gainers for the SC Rockets. And Jared Mandel was 2 for 5 for 46 yards in the first half. So overall, 28 carries, 118 yards, and 2 touchdowns for the SC Rockets rushing attack, and 164 yards of total offense for the Rockets. On the Regis Rambler side of the ledger, the leading gainer was Andrew Root. He had 8 carries for 41 yards. And then you had other ball carriers who had numerous 2 or 3 carries, but not much for yardage. Overall, 17 carries for 62 yards in the first half for the Ramblers. The passing game, Isaac Michaels, he was 3 for 8 with and had 62 yards of total offense also in the passing game. The main pass catcher was Mr. Rail. He had 2 catches for 63 yards. So overall, the Ramblers had 124 yards of total offense versus the Rockets 164. And that drive at the end of the first half was really key, where the Ramblers got down to the 2-yard line and could not punch it in before the clock ran out. So that was just a big turning point in that first half.
At the halftime stats brought to you by Edward Jones Investments of Marshfield. See Randy Gershman or Brian Kaiser for their sound investment advice. The Eau Claire Regis Ramblers won the toss and deferred, so they will get the second half kickoff to start the second half of play here tonight at Carson Park in Eau Claire. 2 scoring plays in the first half. Scoring play recap sponsored by Ag Country Farm Credit Services, supporting agriculture and rural communities. Hunter Lipke, 2 touchdown runs, one in the first quarter, one in the second quarter. A touchdown run of 5 yards and then a 2-yard touchdown run. First scoring drive, 15 plays, 52 yards. The second scoring drive, 6 plays, 54 yards. Lipke also ran in 2 two-point conversions as well. So now the Regis Ramblers will receive the second half kickoff as the Rockets will be kicking off right to left as we watch the action here at Carson Park in Eau Claire. Ready for the third quarter as the Rockets kick it off from their own 40-yard line. And taken by Regis inside their own 20-yard line. And a return out across the 30 to the 35-yard line. Nice return there by Calvin Diaz.
1-yard kickoff return by Calvin Diaz.
And didn't see who's doing the kicking now for the Rockets.
That is going to be
that was
Evan Deeringer.
Yeah, Evan Deeringer, yep. That's right. So now the Regis Ramblers offense on the field, and on first down, a quick hitter up the middle to the 39-yard line. And that's Andrew Root, fullback.
Yeah, it's very interesting. We talked at halftime, and Regis has a lot of speed, but they generally like to run it up the middle. And they don't run wide much and use that speed, so it's just interesting they don't utilize that a little bit more.
So now on second down, run off the left side for Root again, and a couple yards out to the 41-yard line. And 3rd and 5 coming up.
And, you know, really the strength of the SC defense is up the middle. They've got Schernitz right in the middle there at the nose tackle position, and you've got you know, Hunter Lipke in there a lot of times at linebacker or end. So a lot of strength up that middle.
All right, so now it's a toss to the right side. This is Diaz trying to get to the edge off the right side, and the Rockets string that play out. And Calvin Diaz nowhere to run. He lost 2 yards. It'll bring up 4th and long.
You know, they ran to the short side on that pitch, so they did try to go wide there. Like they must have heard me, but anyway, they went to the short side of the field.
You're going to love this. The Packer-Bear game has been suspended because of lightning and storms in the Green Bay area. The Packer-Bear suspended in the second quarter.
Oh, maybe we'll get to see the end of it.
Yeah, right. So now a 4th and 7 after Diaz lost 2, and now Noddy Rail will punt the ball away from his own 30-yard line, and there's a penalty marker on the play. The Regis Ramblers then go 3 and out to start the second half, and down by 16. That's not what you want to do, obviously, but yeah, developing story out of Green Bay. Bears-Packers game suspended. There's been lightning and storms in the Green Bay area. No immediate announcement on when the game would resume. Both teams cleared the field when the first quarter ended. Both teams are in their respective locker rooms right now. How about that?
Interesting. Can never control Mother Nature.
No, you cannot. So now the penalty is against. Is it against the Rockets?
Yep, looks like it was an illegal block.
So they'll get the ball, and they'll get it at their own 17-yard line after the penalty. Jared Mandel and the SC Rockets offense out there for the first time. And on first down, Carson Hildebrand, a run off the right edge, and Hildebrand runs for a first down across the 25 and then some, and shoved out of bounds at about the 27-yard line, maybe the 28. He rips off a gain of 11 and a first down for Carson Hildebrand.
Carson Hildebrand on the carry.
Excellent blocking on the right side of the SC offensive line, and all night long they've been running pretty well to the right side. That's where they got both two-point conversions, running it with Lipke on the right side, and he's had good holes over there.
Gain of 11 for Hildebrand, and now here's Lipke off the right side. Hunter with a little running room and bounces off tacklers, spins his way out across the 30 and to the 35-yard line, and a gain of 7 for Lipke on that one, and 2nd and about 3 coming up for the Rockets.
Again, same play. Lipke coming off the left side of the line across the formation, gets the handoff, goes out on the right side, and that's where the blocking's been excellent on that right side of that offensive line.
So 2nd and about 3 from the 35-yard line for the SC Rockets, going right to left as we watch the action here. And up the middle, it's, I believe, Hildebrandt again. Not a lot of running room there for Carson, and they're going to give him a couple of yards, maybe out to the 37, it looks like. Got 2 on the play. So that'll set up a 3rd and 1 for the Rockets from their own 30, oh, what did they mark it? 37 or 8-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and short here for the SC Rockets now.
Here's Lipke time.
Yeah,
your short yardage runner.
Very short yardage, 3rd and maybe less than a yard. Lipke will be the wing to the left. Mandel in the pistol. Carson Hildebrandt behind him. On 3rd and less than a yard from the Rocket 37. Here's Lipke off the right side. Big hole for Lipke out across the 40, 45, 50. Dragging Regis tacklers into Rambler territory down to the 44-yard line. And a big run for Hunter Lipke on 3rd and less than a yard. And another Rocket first down as Lipke just drags guys with him into Regis territory.
It's like a runaway train. Lipke's the train, and the cars can't bring him down.
You got that right.
He just keeps on rolling down the track, and the poor Regis Ramblers are just hanging on for dear life.
Wow, and that one went for what? 11? Was that what it was? And now Mandel back to pass, going to take a shot deep down the far sideline and incomplete. And trying to get that one, was that Jake Miller?
Carrick Bushman.
Okay, Bushman. And he was open or had a step on the defender.
Yeah,
and incomplete by Mandel.
It was basically a fly pattern down the outside of the numbers. And Bushman had about 3 steps on his defender, and Mandel laid it right in there. I thought Bushman should have actually had it.
By the way, that was a gain of 19 for Hunter Lipke. And now a give off the right side to Carson Hildebrandt. Hit in the backfield off the right side and spun down. He tried to get to the right corner, right edge, and hit behind the line of scrimmage. Hildebrandt is going to lose yardage. That goes back out to the 47-yard line. A loss of 3 for Carson Hildebrandt on that play, setting up a 3rd and 12. And that's why you don't take shots deep.
I don't know. That play to Carson Hildebrandt running wide, I don't always like that because he's not one of your faster guys. He's more of the up-the-middle guy.
Lipke off the right side, hit at the line of scrimmage, and then kind of falls forward for a couple yards. A gain of 2 on the play for Lipke, but it's going to be 4th and about 11, and big stop there for the Regis defense. So now he does get back to the line of scrimmage. 4th and just over 10 to go. And the Rockets are going to go for it with 7 minutes left in the 3rd quarter, up 16-0. No, they're going to punt the ball away.
I think this is the right call here on 4th and 10. Play field position game right now.
Yeah, pin him deep if you can. If you're Lipke, he'll punt the ball standing near midfield and almost blocked. And that ball going to hit at the 15, bounce back out across the 20, downed by Jake Miller at the Regis 24, they're going to call it the 25-yard line.
Only a net of 19 yards in that punt.
Yeah,
so,
you've got to do a better job of that. You've got to get it to bounce there, roll the other way.
Yeah, exactly. Or just kick it further in the first place.
Right.
But again, Lipke was under heavy pressure there, and like you said, just about got that blocked.
Almost blocked that punt. So now Regis forcing a Rocket punt, and the Ramblers are going to get the ball back 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now going left to right as we watch the action here at Carson Park in Eau Claire. And it's a pitch back to Hayden Reinders, and Reinders off left tackle out across the 30 to the 31. He'll gain 6 on 1st down. 2nd and 4 coming up. 6.5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter, and the Rockets leading Regis 16-0. Now a second down play from the middle of the field here. Isaac Michaels, the Regis quarterback, takes the snap, gives it straight up the middle for Andrew Root, and boy, tripped up as he crossed the 35, got to about the 38-yard line. And who got the stop on that one?
Hayden Bauman.
Bauman, if he doesn't make that tackle, Root is still running.
You got that right.
Out to the 38-yard line. That's a gain of 7 for Root and a first down for the Ramblers. Michaels will toss it back now to... Let's unpile him in here and see who got that ball. Calvin Diaz. And not a lot of room for Diaz on that one. Out to the 39-yard line, a yard for Diaz. And a 2nd and 9 coming up for the Ramblers from their own 39-yard line. 5.5 to go in the third quarter. Michaels under center. Tosses it to Nadi Rail off the left side. And Rail hauled down from behind after a gain of just a yard. And a great play on the edge by Carson Hildebrandt. Rail crosses the 40 to the 41, but just a yard on that play. 3rd and long coming up. They're going to give him 2. And 3rd and 7 here, but Hildebrandt with a big tackle there. So 3rd and 7 for the Ramblers at their own 41-yard line from the left hash. Going left to right here as we see the action at Carson Park in Eau Claire. Michaels under center, and the give straight ahead on a draw play that goes nowhere. And the Rocket defense all over that one, and it might have been Root again. And straight ahead for maybe a yard. That was Hayden Reinders. A yard gain for Reinders on that one. 4th and 6 coming up.
You just aren't going to make your living, it doesn't seem like, running the ball up the middle. When you got Schernitz and you got Hildebrandt, middle linebacker, and you got Hunter Lipke in there. It's just tough to move those guys. They're big, solid guys.
Yeah, so now a punt by Nadi Rail. Grabbed by the Rockets at their own 25-yard line. Hayden Bauman, always an adventure when he fields a punt. He let that one bounce actually a couple of times and then grabbed it. Give him credit for trying to save field position, but we've seen him get hit and fumble that ball away on plays like that before. But Bauman stands in there and saves a few yards anyway. We hate it when they let it roll.
We do, and that was a short punt. And I don't know if he could have fielded that one. But, yeah, a lot of times he just backs away from it and lets it bounce anyway.
Yeah, so now the SC Rockets get the ball back with 4:10 remaining in the third quarter, leading the Regis Ramblers 16-0. And they will get the ball at their own 25-yard line.
You just don't see a lot of life out of the Ramblers offense right now. When they did move the ball, they actually aired it out a little bit before the end of the first half. That's when they actually did move it.
Jared Mandel out of the pistol takes the snap and hands it off to was that Miller?
I think it was Miller, yeah.
Or Hildebrandt.
I believe it was Miller.
Hildebrandt got the ball.
Hildebrandt, okay.
Yep, Carson Hildebrandt off right tackle, and he rips off about 6 yards on the play. Boy, it doesn't look like much, and all of a sudden, you know, you get 6 yards on first down, 2nd and very manageable 4 here from the 31-yard line. Lipke wing left, Mandel in the pistol, now Lipke in motion, but it's Hildebrandt again off that right side. And Hildebrandt running room off the right tackle and out across the 35 to the 36. 5 more for Hildebrandt and another SC Rocket first down with 3:20 and counting left in the third quarter. Now the Rockets just going to, again, go on one of these methodical, time-consuming drives to keep the ball away from the Ramblers. That's your best defense, is by hanging onto the ball.
Yeah, and it seems like Carson Hildebrandt starting to get more carries, so SC Rockets must feel they've got the Rambler defense softened up a little bit because they're starting to run right up the middle at them.
All right, so now from the Rocket 37-yard line, it's a fake to Lipke and a counter play back to the left for Jake Miller. Not a lot of running room out to the 39-yard line. Jake Miller coming from the right side of the formation on that counter to the left side as they fake Lipke to the right, and Miller picks up 2 2nd and 8 coming up.
That play just hasn't been effective so far tonight. Both times it's been pretty much shut down, and usually that's a pretty good play. The double counter, basically.
Yeah.
Run it one way, then bring it back another way for Jacob Miller, but not tonight. The Ramblers are staying home.
2nd and 8 now from the 39 for the Rockets. Mandel, shotgun formation now, takes the snap on an option, hands it off to Hildebrandt, and off the left side, penalty marker down as Hildebrandt gets a couple out to about the 42-yard line. A gain of 3 on the play, but there is a penalty marker down, and that one's coming back, it looks like. It's going to be probably holding against the Rockets. Will get the call here. That's a hold on the Spencer Columbus Rockets, and that's going to back them up. Spot foul, 2.
Offense, 10 yards to the spot of the foul, still second out.
All right, so they're going to march it off from about the 39 back to the 29-yard line. And that will set up a 2nd and about, oh boy, 17, 18.
2nd and 18.
Yeah, 2nd and 18 now after that penalty. Ouch. From the 29-yard line, Hunter Lipke off the right side. Another penalty marker as Lipke rips off a big run. Lipke runs for about 17 of the 18 they needed for a first down, but this one's coming back.
Lipke's cramping up on the sideline over there. He's doing the old grab the toe thing. So
yeah.
We've seen that from a couple games now that we've done.
Yeah, you're right. And another penalty marker is down. And they're talking to Schernitz, and he may be asking, what am I doing wrong? I think they're getting him. Another foul or a penalty marker. Wow.
I was going to say that may be why Hildebrandt's carrying the ball a lot more and not Lipke so much. Maybe he's been fighting cramps here in the second half. When referring to Lipke.
Yeah, so now that big 18 or 17-yard run by Lipke wiped out, and another hold that's going to take them all the way back to the 22-yard line, 2nd and 25. Ouch. Mandel takes the snap. He'll give it to Miller on a jet sweep from right to left. Jake Miller shoved out of bounds as he crosses the 25 and shoved out at the 26-yard line after a gain of 4.
It's a whole different team when Lipke's not in there, though, because they have to honor him on every single play, and he's still on the sideline right now.
Yeah, so now it's 3rd and about 20. They need to get to the 37-yard line for a first down, 3rd and 20. Mandel in shotgun formation, fakes a handoff, throws deep down the right side. He's got Luke Ellefson open, tipped away at the Regis 40-yard line by Naughty Rail. Ellefson had a step on the defender Rail, good recovery, and gets that ball tipped away from Ellefson, who was open for a moment. That would have gone for 6 if they connect.
I absolutely love that call. What do you got to lose on 3rd and 20 or whatever it was? You got one-on-one coverage with the D-back, and take one of your best receivers, send him on a fly pattern, and just throw it up. You never know what's going to happen. It's probably not going to hurt you, and in that case it was incomplete, but you at least had a shot for a touchdown.
So now with Hunter Lipke out of the ball game with cramps, Austin Bacon has got to punt the ball away. Standing back inside his own 20-yard line. He'll punt the ball, taken by Eau Claire Regis at their own 45-yard line. That's about a 5-yard return by Osborne, taken down at midfield. That's Cade Osborne, the wingback. And the Regis Ramblers get the ball back now with 1:02 left in the third quarter, trailing Spencer Columbus 16-0. With Todd Schultz, I'm Mike Warren. Tom Uthmeyer producing our broadcast tonight. We're at Carson Park in Eau Claire. Beautiful night for football. 63 degrees yet over here. And great weather for this one. So Isaac Michaels, the quarterback of Regis, back to pass on first down from his own 49-yard line. I should say from the Spencer Columbus 49-yard line. Rolls to his right, throws downfield, incomplete, down the near sideline, trying to get it to Noddy Rail, and incomplete on first down.
Noddy Rail just ran kind of a fly pattern coming off the tight end position, kind of a wheel route actually, and he just stopped about 10-15 yards down the field. He did come back for the ball. It was a catchable ball. It was about a little above his helmet, but it went right through his hands.
So now 2nd and 10 and a draw play to Hayden Reinders. Reinders inside the 45 to the 44-yard line. A gain of 5 for Reinders, setting up 3rd and 5 for the Ramblers as time winds down in the third quarter. Now 35 seconds and counting before the end of the third quarter here in Eau Claire tonight.
Gain of 5.
Regis just trying to get something going offensively. They have not had much offense here tonight. Big 3rd and 5 play here for the Ramblers. The give up the middle is to Reinders, I believe, again. And he may be close to a first down. Let's see, was that Reinders? Andrew Root inside the 40, down to the 38. And he's going to pick up 6 and a first down on 3rd and 5 as time winds down in the third quarter. That was a big conversion there for the Ramblers. They're going to get to the line, and the clock stops to move the chain. Now when it starts, Michaels is going to be ready to run one more play here in the third quarter. He'll pitch it back to Rail, who gets buried by Schernitz back at the 41-yard line. A great play by Logan Schernitz. Noddy Rail goes nowhere. Schernitz now may be cramping up at the end of that play, and he is, as Carson Hildebrandt quickly tries to stretch him out as time is going to expire here quickly in the third quarter. We've got an injury timeout with 3 seconds left, but Rail goes backward and will lose yardage on the play. It'll be 2nd and 13 coming up. He lost 3 on that one. And Rail goes backward. And that will take us to the end. Well, we still have an injury timeout. They're not going to stop the clock yet, or start the clock yet. Schernitz is down, cramping up here at the end of the third quarter. But that was a big stop. And now 2nd and 13. The ball will be at about the 40. Yep, it's going to be at the 41-yard line. So Schernitz getting 10-2. By the way, we got Marshfield Tiger football tomorrow here on WDLB, and tomorrow afternoon they start at 5 o'clock at Titan Stadium. Marshfield at Oshkosh North, and our pregame report begins at 4:30 tomorrow afternoon here on AM 1450 WDLB. They get the early game. You know, they play a doubleheader over there at Titan Stadium each week. There's a 5 o'clock game and then, what, like an 8 o'clock game? So now 3 seconds left on the clock. Regis going to line up for a 2nd and 12 play from the SC 41-yard line. Michaels back to pass, throws deep down the right sideline, and it's going to be caught by Noddy Rail inside the 15. He catches it at the 11, spun down at the 6-yard line as time expires in the third quarter on a 35-yard pitch and catch from Isaac Michaels to Noddy Rail, and that will set up the Regis Ramblers with a 1st and goal from the SC 6-yard line when we start the fourth quarter from Carson Park in Eau Claire after these messages.
Everyone deserves to feel good inside, and the experts at House of Heating know how to make you feel
30
good inside your home with indoor comfort systems that are inside your budget. Get up to a $1,600 rebate on a qualified new Lennox system that will keep your comfort up and your utility bills down. Call House of Heating at 715-384-3163 or visit them on the web at houseofheating.com.
Well, the SC Rockets leading the Eau Claire Regis Ramblers 16-0 as we move now from the third quarter to the fourth quarter. The Eau Claire Regis Ramblers just hit a big 35-yard pass play from quarterback Isaac Michaels to Noddy Rail, a wingback, at the end of the third quarter. And they've got a 1st and goal here from the SC 6-yard line, Todd, as we're going to start quarter number 4 here tonight.
Yeah, this is a big possession for the Regis Ramblers. They need to get on the board here and get within one score, and that Noddy Rail is something else. He has 3 catches for 98 yards tonight, so he's averaging well over 30 yards a catch.
From the SC 6-yard line, Michaels under center on 1st and goal from the 6. He'll pitch it back to one of his tailbacks. That is Cade Osborne, I believe. No, it was Reinders. Caden Reinders inside the 5, down to the 3-yard line. A gain of 3. 2nd and goal from the 3-yard line. That was the first play of the fourth quarter here. Regis is threatening from the 3-yard line. Give up the middle. Andrew Root powers his way into the end zone for a Rambler touchdown. Andrew Root from 3 yards out. Or was it Osborne? Was it Root or Osborne? They said Osborne, didn't they?
They said Osborne, but I thought it was Root.
I thought it was Root. Osborne on the carry and into the end zone for Cade Osborne, and a Rambler touchdown from 3 yards out. And now they will certainly go for 2 here. Michaels under center. And he'll throw it to the left corner of the end zone. A jump ball and caught by Osborne again. A jump ball in the left corner of the end zone, and Osborne comes down with it to make it an 8-point game with 11:29 left in the fourth quarter. And the Ramblers trail Spencer Columbus 16-8. Spencer Columbus gets the ball back when we come back to Eau Claire after this.
No matter whose name is on the door, it's the
30.
person you deal with that really matters. That one-on-one relationship is what Citizen State Bank of Loyal is built on. We are a local bank. Decisions are made locally, loans are serviced locally, and if you have a question, you know who to ask. If you are looking to make some improvements around your home, upgrade, refinance, maybe add on, talk to one of the local folks at Citizen State Bank of Loyal, Granton, Neillsville, Spencer, or Marshfield. We're just down the street.
So Cade Osborne, a 3-yard touchdown run, and then Michaels, a jump ball to Osborne in the left corner of the end zone, and a 2-point conversion play as the Ramblers make it a 1-possession game with 11:29 left in quarter number 4 here in Eau Claire tonight. That was a 7-play, 49-yard drive for the Ramblers. And now they'll kick it off from right to left. Hunter Lipke back deep. He'll let it roll into the end zone. A touchback for the SC Rockets.
Yeah, let's go back to that 2-point conversion. Cade Osborne, that was a special play. I mean, that ball, he ran to the left corner, and it was just thrown up in the air, and he was totally covered. I mean, there's no reason that should have got in there, but the ball was nice and high, and Osborne's about 6'1", and he just went after it and made a play on the ball over the defender for a huge 2-point conversion to get them within 8 here early in the fourth period.
So now the Rockets get the ball back at their own 20-yard line, leading 16-8. And here's Hunter Lipke back into the ball game. And off the left side, Lipke out across the 25 to the 27-yard line. Hunter Lipke back in the ball game after cramping up on the last series. And he's out to the, well, let's see, the 28-yard line, a gain of 8 on the play.
That's only Hunter Lipke's 4th carry of the second half.
Wow.
After having 17 carries in the first half. So, again, I think the cramping or something is why he wasn't getting the ball.
All right, so now 2nd and 2. Here's Carson Hildebrand out across the 30 to the 31-yard line, a gain of 3 for Carson, and he'll pick up a Rocket first down on that one. So now the Rockets have to take some time off this clock, control the ball here and the clock, and maybe punch it in for one more here. It's an 8-point ball game just like that. Very impressive drive by the Ramblers to answer. So now a 1st and 10 for Spencer Columbus at their own 31-yard line. Going left to right here as we watch the action. Hildebrandt. No, it's Lipke off the left side. Hunter dives out to the 34-yard line, a gain of 3 on that play.
That's Lipke's 22nd carry of the game for 119 yards.
So 3 on that one, 2nd and 7 now. With 10 minutes left in regulation time. Rockets from their own 34 and now on the left hash. Jared Mandel, the quarterback, fakes it to Lipke. Screen pass to Hildebrandt off the right side, out across the 40, 45, 50. Hildebrandt into Regis territory and a screen pass from Jared Mandel, shoved out of bounds on the near side, just inside the 50 or shy of the 45 at the 47-yard line. A 19-yard screen pass from Jared Mandel to Carson Hildebrandt, and a big gainer for the Rockets.
Excellently designed play. You're going to fake it to Lipke. Of course, the Regis Rambler defense has to honor that, and then slip Hildebrandt out of the backfield for a little screen pass on the right side.
Big gainer
excellent.
there. Yeah, excellent play. Mandel now on a counter. Jake Miller sweep from right to left. Miller off the left side, inside the 40, down to the Regis 35-yard line. He rips off a 12-yarder. Another good run for Jacob Miller, and another Rocket first down. So 19 and then 12 for the Rockets, and now they have a 1st and 10 at the Regis 35-yard line with just over 9 minutes left in regulation time. From the left hash, Mandel in the pistol, Hildebrandt behind him. Lipke in motion left to right. They fake it to Lipke. Mandel deep down the left sideline. And it's a jump ball for Luke Ellefson inside the 10. The defenders knock him down before the ball gets there. As penalty markers come out, it will be pass interference against the Regis Ramblers on a long pass play down the left sideline intended for Ellefson. And the defenders all over Ellefson before that ball got there.
Ellefson blew right by the defensive backs from the Regis Ramblers. He was absolutely wide open by at least 10 yards. But the pass from Mandel was underthrown, so Ellefson had to come back for it or actually wait for it. But the Ramblers were coming, and they didn't see the ball at all. They just wiped out Ellefson for the penalty. So they saved a touchdown or a long gainer, right? Just giving up the 15, was it 10 yards or 15?
15-yard penalty down that puts the ball at the 20-yard line. Mandel will give to Miller out of the backfield. Hit in the backfield and dropped for a loss on the play. That play never did really develop. Jake Miller on one of those end-around type plays. He goes in motion from right to left. Gets the ball out of the backfield off the left side, ran into one of his blockers actually, and taken back at the taken down back at the 23-yard line. Miller will lose 3 on the play, setting up a 2nd and 13 at the Regis 23-yard line. Boy, but you could really use a score here on this drive and really kind of start to put this game maybe out of reach with time winding down.
The other thing the SC Rockets could use is a lot of bananas. A lot of guys are cramping up.
Yeah, you're right. Here's Lipke off the right side. Big hole, Hunter Lipke inside the 15, down to the 11. No, inside the 10 to the 9. Hunter Lipke rips one off the right side and a big run down to the 9-yard line. And a 14-yard gainer for Hunter Lipke. And the ball at the 9-yard line.
Chunks of yardage are starting to come for Lipke now. off the right and left side both, but they've been running him more off the right side, and it's been very effective. And again, as the game goes on, it just appears like he's getting bigger chunks as he goes.
Rockets now in the rail red zone from the 9. Carson Hildebrandt nowhere to run off the left side. Hit behind the line of scrimmage and taken down back at the 12-yard line. He's going to lose 3 yards, but the Rockets are in the rail red zone. Visit rail.jobs to join the winning rail team. Experience the power of red with Rail Transport of Marshfield. So a 2nd and goal from the 12, let's see, make it 13-yard line. With 7 minutes left in regulation, Ellefson lines up wide to the left. Lipke wing left. Miller in motion from right to left. He'll get the ball on a sweep to the left out of the backfield. Running room for Miller as he dives inside the 5 or near the 5-yard line. It's going to be a gain of about 8. They're going to mark him down at the 5-yard line, or very close to it. I guess the 6-yard line, and a 7-yard gain for Miller on that sweep play from right to left. And 3rd and goal from the 6 now with 6.5 to go in the 4th quarter. So the Rockets a big 3rd and goal from the 6 here. Mandel in the pistol. Hildebrandt behind him. Lipke in motion right to left. He'll get the ball. Cuts it wide to the left. Inside the 5. To the pylon. To the goal line. To the end zone. And another Hunter Lipke touchdown. His 3rd of the ball game from 6 yards out. His 22nd touchdown run of the year. And the Rockets are back on the board now with their 3rd touchdown of the ball game.
Yeah, as I said earlier, when Lipke gets anywhere near that goal line, he's getting in. I mean, he is just one of those guys. He has another gear or another to get in across that line when he gets close, and he makes it, and he gets another one for his, 22nd of the year?
Yep, so Hunter Lipke from 6 yards out, his 3rd touchdown run of the night, and now Evan Deeringer will attempt a PAT here. Mandel to hold at the 10-yard line. Ball down, kick on the way. Deeringer puts it through. And Evan Deeringer adds the PATs, 7 more for the SC Rockets. And with 6:09 left in regulation, Spencer Columbus grabs a 23-8 lead here at Carson Park in Eau Claire. And the Ramblers get the ball back when we come back in just a moment.
Getting the most when selling your home is one reason to list with RE/MAX American Dream Realty in Marshfield.
30.
Not every penny you put into your you back, but if you're looking for renovation projects to boost your home's value, here are the top projects to undertake. If you have $100 to spend, put it toward curb appeal. Spend your money on things like small landscape projects and exterior lighting. If you have $500, opt for projects like installing a fence or investing in a smart thermostat.
This tip from RE/MAX American Dream Realty in Marshfield.
All right, so a 6-yard touchdown run by Hunter Lipke. That caps off a 10-play, 80-yard drive and leaves the Ramblers with 6:09 on the 4th quarter clock. That is exactly what the Rockets needed to do right there after the Ramblers put it in the end zone on the other end.
That's how you win football games right there, is you answer Regis's touchdown, having a little momentum there, and they were able to get the 2-point conversion to get within 1 score. But again, SC comes back and says, no, I don't think so. We're going to put one in back on your end zone and go up by 2 scores again.
Rockets football here on WDLB Marshfield as Spencer Columbus kicks off left to right, taken by Naughty Rail at about his own 15-yard line out across the 25. And spilled at the 28-yard line with 6:02 remaining in regulation. Spencer Columbus football tonight on WDLB Marshfield and online at WDLBAM.com. Also available on your mobile device through the TuneIn radio app as well. With Todd Schultz, I'm Mike Warren. Tom Uthmeyer producing our broadcast. Still 63 degrees at 9 o'clock on a beautiful night for football here in Eau Claire as Isaac Michaels and the Rambler offense goes back to work from their own 28-yard line. Michaels back to pass. Under heavy pressure, he's going to go down. A quarterback sack all the way back inside the 15-yard line. Michaels just kept dropping back, trying to set up a screen, and Michaels will get dumped all the way back inside the 15-yard line, or near it anyway, and he's going to lose about 13 yards on that play.
Great pursuit by the SC defense. 4 SC defenders were in there on that quarterback sack.
Wow. Michaels couldn't get rid of the ball. Now 2nd and 24. Trying to set up a screen now off the left side, and it's complete, and lots of running room out to the 29-yard line. The screen pass complete to Andrew Root, and that's going to go for 14 yards, and so they get all of it back plus 1. Okay, they lose 13 and get 14 back. 3rd and 9 coming up after the screen pass to Andrew Root from Michaels. 3rd and 9 here now. The Ramblers at their own 29-yard line. Michaels back to pass. Quick throw, right side. Naughty Rail catches it at the 30. Makes Bauman miss as Rail dives out across the 40 to the 41-yard line. And that's going to go for 12 and a first down.
Excellent throw by Michaels, right on the money on that little slant pass to Naughty Rail.
First down now at the 42-yard line, they call it, I guess. Now a quick draw play here as they give it to Calvin Diaz. Diaz just a gain of, 2 yards on that one. And 2nd and 8 coming up. Michaels quickly back to the line with 4:20 left in regulation. Ramblers in hurry-up mode. Michaels back to throw again. And again, another quick slant play to Rail at the 49-yard line. A gain of 6. And that will bring up 3rd and about 3 here from the Rambler 49-yard line. Michaels quickly back to the line. Hurry-up mode here. Michaels back to pass. And again, Rail, a slant play, almost intercepted by, I don't know if that was Meese over there.
Yeah, it was Ethan Meese. He went for the pick. He missed the pick on the out pattern, and then Rail got it. But fortunately, he had a safety behind to make the tackle.
Down to the 39-yard line. And that goes for, 12? Right?
I don't know if it was that much.
No, it was, what was the line of scrimmage, Jay? Well, it's at the 39. And now the ball is fumbled by Michaels, covered up by Spencer Columbus at the 50-yard line. Andres Rodriguez, the linebacker, came in there as Michaels fumbled the snap, I believe. And who cares where the line of scrimmage was? The Rockets have the ball with 3:47 left in regulation. A big turnover by the Regis Ramblers.
Yeah, that was huge. That's pretty much a nail in the coffin there with only 3:47 to go. Down 2 scores. The Ramblers couldn't cough the ball up like that, especially a really bad mistake where it was just a bad snap to the quarterback.
Yeah, gosh, you're right about that. A big turnover by the Ramblers. They were driving too, and now the Rockets get it back and give it to Hunter Lipke on first down from the 50 off the right side and inside the 45 to the 44 as Lipke goes for 6 more. Well, that was a gain of about, what was that pass play? That last one for Regis went for about 7?
Yeah,
or 8.
I put down 8. I thought it was about 8, yeah.
You're right, I was looking at the wrong. I thought they had it at the 40, at their own 49, though, and they ran it down to the, well.
That would have been about a 10-yarder then.
It was about 11 yards, but. Yeah, that passing game was working for the Ramblers, too.
Well, you got to respect that Rail speed.
Yeah.
So they were giving him a little cushion. And he was catching it right in front.
You got that right. And now Carson Hildebrand off the left side on 2nd and 4 down to the 41, a gain of 3. So now 3rd and a yard for the Rockets with 2:35 left in regulation. Time slipping away on the Ramblers here. Rockets just trying to run this clock out.
Kind of surprised the Ramblers aren't using their timeouts, but they're letting it run.
They are letting it run for now. Mandel on 3rd and a yard. Lipke off the left side. He'll get the and then some. Lipke with a big run, cuts it back up toward the middle and powers his way all the way down to the Regis 15-yard line. And that one goes all the way down to the 15-yard line. Wow.
Yeah, he had great block. Lipke had great block in the left side again. I mean, there was nobody anywhere around the right side of the Regis Rambler.
26-yard gain for Lipke on that one. 1st and 10 as the Rockets are back in the rail red zone. Handoff here now to Jake Miller. Miller will lose a yard back to the 16-yard line. The rail red zone. Visit rail.jobs to join the winning rail team. Experience the power of red with rail transport. And the Ramblers have experienced the power of red and white. And maybe experiencing a little black and blue here too. An array of colors on 2nd and 11 now. And Hildebrandt on kind of looked like a busted play, went nowhere except backwards. And all the way back to the, 19-yard line. He's going to lose 3 more here. And it's going to set up 3rd and 14 for the Rockets with less than a minute left. And they're just trying to run the clock out here now. The Ramblers not using any of their timeouts here.
They're just conceding, basically.
They're basically, they turned the ball over and waved the white flag and said, that's it.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. They're not going to waste any time by wasting their timeouts or using their timeouts.
Yeah, and I don't know that. Here's now a timeout by the Rockets. I don't know, with 24 seconds left. Yeah, you use the timeouts. I don't know that it would have helped you.
No, not when you're down by 2 touchdowns.
Right.
But usually you don't give up. You usually use them, and maybe you can make a play or something to get a score, and then you kick an onside kick, get the ball back, and try Hail Mary, whatever.
I think the Packer game did resume. They're early in the 2nd quarter now. At 10 minutes past 9, that game's suspended because of lightning, and they're just now resuming the game in Green Bay.
Well,
and
good.
The Packers had a 14-0 lead.
Well, good. Then we won't listen on the way home.
Yeah, right.
Because I got a DVR'd.
Okay.
So then we won't listen to the radio, and when we get home, I can watch the second.
11 minutes left in the 2nd quarter, and the Packers lead the Chicago Bears 14-0 at Lambeau Field. That game was suspended for quite a while because of lightning and storms in the Green Bay area. Now with 24 seconds left, Mandel will hand it off to Hunter Lipke off the right side on a 3rd and 14 from the 19-yard line. And Lipke breaks one free down the near sideline, inside the 5 to the 3-yard line. And a 16-yard run for Hunter Lipke. And they're going to call him down at the 4-yard line to make it a gain of 15 officially. And that should do it. That should be the final play of the game. The Rockets will not have to snap the ball again. They're going to come into Eau Claire and beat the Eau Claire Regis Ramblers here tonight. 23-8 is our final score here this evening as the Spencer Columbus Rockets get the win now, trying to keep pace with Stanley Boyd in this Clover Bell Conference as the Rockets improve to 6-1 in the conference. Regis will drop to 4-2. So now it's just the 2nd time since 2008 that Spencer Columbus has defeated the Regis Ramblers. And both wins have come here at Carson Park in Eau Claire 2 years ago. You and I were here for that big 36-30 win on that very warm September afternoon. when the Rockets, on their way to state that year, beat the Ramblers by 6 that day. And here today, well, they get a 23-8 win over the Eau Claire Regis Ramblers here in Eau Claire. So the Spencer Columbus Rockets with another big win here tonight. And they improved their record overall now to 6-1. Eau Claire will drop to 5-2 here in week 7 of this high school football season, as the Rockets get the win, 23-6, your final score in this one here tonight from Carson Park in Eau Claire. With Todd Schultz, I'm Mike Warren, and we're going to have the totals and summaries of this one on our post-game report. And that's coming up here momentarily. We'll also give you any of those scoring updates we have from maybe Lambeau Field or anywhere else. We know the Brewers won today over the Reds, or 4-3, I think was the final.
It was.
All right, so the Brewers already won today. See if the Packers can do the same, and the Rockets get a win here tonight as well. Stay with us, our post-game report from Eau Claire after this.
High school sports coverage is brought to you by Security Health Plan. Security Health Plan, along with its many affiliated providers, wants to help people live longer, healthier lives. Security Health Plan offers high-quality coverage options for large and small businesses and for individuals and families. Go to securityhealth.org to learn more. Security Health Plan. Promises kept, plain and simple. Security Health Plan is proud to support area high school athletes.
Quality Roofing, Marshfield, Wisconsin, is proud to include Wausau Athletic Park, Camp Randall, and Lambeau Field in their project lineup. Quality Roofing is equally proud to always support area students. Quality Roofing serves Wisconsin's commercial roofing and sheet metal needs. Contact Quality Roofing on the web at qroof.com or visit them in Marshfield's East Industrial Park.
Don't forget about Marshfield Tiger football tomorrow afternoon here on AM 1450 WDLB as the Tigers travel to Titan Stadium to face Oshkosh North at 5 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. And our pregame report gets underway at 4:30 here on AM 1450 WDLB. And then on Saturday morning, as always, it is the On Sports program with Gene Delisio. He'll talk with a lot of the area winning coaches after their wins either tonight or tomorrow night. That's On Sports at 10 a.m. right here on AM 1450 WDLB. So the Eau Claire Regis Ramblers and the Spencer Columbus Rockets in this Clover Belt Conference matchup here tonight. Spencer wins it 23-8, our final score. I think I may have said 6 before, but it was 8. 23-8 your final here tonight. And let's see here. The scoring play recap is sponsored by Ag Country Farm Credit Services, supporting agriculture and rural communities. Spencer Columbus got the ball first, and they went on a very impressive drive. 15 plays, 52 yards, capped off by a 5-yard touchdown run by Hunter Lipke with 4:35 left in the first quarter. Took a lot of time off the clock to start the ball game. A very impressive opening drive for the Rockets. Had an 8-0 lead with just over 4 minutes left in the second quarter. Then the Rockets defense forced a punt. Spencer Columbus got the ball back, and after 7 plays, their drive stalled. They had to punt the ball away. Regis got the ball back. They couldn't get anything going on their second possession of the ball game. And then the Rockets got the ball back after that and went on a 6-play, 46-yard drive late in the second quarter. And again, it was Hunter Lipke into the end zone from 2 yards out. He ran in the 2-point conversion at the end of that drive, just like he did on the first one. And that 18-0. And that was our halftime score here tonight. Regis really couldn't get anything going offensively in that first half this evening. And there was no scoring in the third quarter of this ball game. Regis got the second half kickoff to start the third quarter and went 3 and out. Rockets got the ball back. The Regis defense forced a punt. And again, the Ramblers couldn't get anything going. They had to punt the ball away after just a 5-play drive. Colombus got the ball back. They traded punts in that third quarter. And then Regis got the ball back. And early in the fourth quarter, got their only score of the ball game at the end of a 7-play, 49-yard drive, capped off by a 3-yard touchdown run by Cade Osborne. And then Osborne also caught the 2-point conversion pass from quarterback Isaac Michaels, a jump ball to the left corner of the end zone, and Osborne just outplayed, I think it was Ethan Meese on that one. And Osborne hauled it in for the 2-point conversion. That made it 16-8 early in the fourth quarter. But the Rockets came right back and went on a 10-play, 80-yard drive to answer that score. And took about 5.5 minutes off the fourth quarter clock. That 10-play, 80-yard drive capped off by another Hunter Lipke touchdown run from 6 yards out. Evan Deeringer added the PAT, and with 6:09 left in the game, that made it 23-8. Regis couldn't do any of the ball on their next possession. Neither could Spencer Colombus. Well, actually, I think Regis on their next drive, that was when they fumbled the ball away after about 5 or 6 plays, and then the Rockets got the ball back, went on a drive that stalled out at like the 4-yard line, but they ran the clock out at that point. And that's how the ball game ended. 4 scoring plays in this one tonight, 3 of them by Spencer Colombus running back Hunter Lipke. And our scoring play recap brought to you by Egg Country Farm Credit Services, supporting agriculture and rural communities. And Todd, a very impressive win by the Rockets here tonight.
Yeah, it was a gutty win. I mean, the Regis Ramblers were definitely game and were definitely competitive in this ball game. But just the size and the overall strength of really a guy like Hunter Lipke, and I think they kind of saved him a little bit in the second half because he had 17 carries in the first half and didn't have near as many carries in the second half. I don't really know if it was because of the cramps he had. But when he ran the ball in the second half, he had good yardage, good openings, and I think he could have got a lot more yardage in the second half if they used him. But they used Carson Hildebrand up the middle a lot to, I think, save Hunter Lipke.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. And well, you're always going to need a guy. I mean, going into the final 2 weeks of the regular season now. Yeah, it'd be nice to give Hunter Lipke a break. And I asked, Coach Gorst, and that was one thing I addressed with him in the pregame interview is that, coming into the ball game, I think Hunter Lipke had, 70 plus carries coming into this ball game tonight. Well, let's see, 75 carries for 810 yards. And then you were looking at the other distribution, Jake Miller with just over 30, Carson Hildebrandt with 40 carries coming in, Hayden Bauman with 18, and Colton Schillinger with 17. So the distribution was, again, heavily favored toward Hunter Lipke. And I asked him, are you happy with that distribution? Are you concerned about the number of carries that, Hunter is getting and that sort of thing? And he said, well, no, not really. That's sort of on pace with what we sort of projected out and the amount we wanted him to carry the ball. So, they're not misusing or abusing him yet. I think he's, very capable and durable enough to carry the ball as many times as he is. And, you look at the per game attempts for Hunter: 14, 9, 26, 7, 8, and now tonight
27.
27. So the highest total all year for Hunter Lipke, 27 carries, one more than he had in that Stanley Boyd game, which they lost. So, yeah, you use him in the big games, in the close games.
Yep, that's exactly what they're doing too. You can tell that in the games where they're winning easily, they're not overusing him. So I think they are trying to limit his carries so that he's as fresh as possible going into the playoffs. And also, he plays defense too, so you can't forget about that. People forget about he plays defensive end a lot of times, and sometimes regular linebacker. But that takes a toll on you too. So they're going to definitely need him in the playoffs, and it appears they're using him very wisely because both games we've covered, he's had cramping issues starting in the second half in both those games. So I don't know what the deal is with him. If he's just susceptible to that, or he's not hydrating, quite enough, or as I mentioned earlier, not enough potassium, bananas, whatever. I don't know, whatever you need to limit the cramping, because we have seen that both games now we've done.
Yeah, you're right. All right, well, and this was our third SC game of the year, I believe. Stanley Boyd, Colby, and now Regis, and 2-1.
Yeah, the Colby game was over so quickly. That was 50-6 at half. So
yikes.
Yeah, that game Hildebrand didn't have, or Lipke didn't have near as many carries, and I know we didn't see cramping in that game. But the other two where he had 26 and 27, we definitely saw the cramping.
You're right about that. All right, ready to do the stats?
I'm ready.
Our post-game stats brought to you by the people where numbers matter. Edward Jones Investments of Marshfield. See Randy Gershman and Brian Kaiser for their sound investment advice, and our numbers here in this one tonight.
Yeah, let's start out with the victorious SC Rockets, and since we've been talking about Hunter Lipke, let's recap him right away. 27 carries, 187 yards, and 3 touchdowns. What an awesome night for Mr. Lipke. Carson Hildebrand had 14 carries for 31 yards. Was kind of the workhorse in the second half, not getting a ton of yardage, but just basically carrying some of the load. And Jacob Miller, 9 carries for 31 yards. Hayden Ballman, 1 carry for 4 yards. And Jared Mandel, a couple carries for 12 yards, and he was not sacked tonight, so that was good by his offensive line. Overall, for the rushing attack for the SC Rockets, they had 53 carries, 253 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Great job by that offensive line tonight. Jared Mandel was 3 for 8 for 65 yards on the night. And the pass catchers were Lucas Ellefson. He had 1 catch for 36 yards. And Carson Hildebrand had 2 catches for 29 yards. So the passing game tonight had 3 catches for 65 yards. And overall, the SC Rockets had 318 yards of total offense in this game. On the Regis Rambler side of the ledger, Kelvin Diaz had 5 carries for just 2 yards. Cade Osborne, 4 carries for 12 yards and the 1 touchdown. Andrew Root had 12 carries for 59 yards. Hayden Reinders, 5 carries for 14 yards. Nadi Rail, 4 carries for 9 yards. Isaac Michaels, 2 for -24. Obviously, those were both sacks that he took and lost sacks. So overall, 32 attempts for 72 yards for the Regis Ramblers and the 1 touchdown. On the passing side of the ledger, Isaac Michaels was 9 for 13 for 140 yards. He had a very nice night throwing the ball and no interceptions. Will Jordahl came in for 1 play and threw 1 pass, incomplete for no yards. And Cade Osborne tried the halfback option pass 0 for 1, and he threw an interception right before half, again for no yards. Overall, the passing game 9 for 15, 140 yards and the 1 interception. The pass catchers tonight were mainly Noddy Rail. He had 6 catches, 124 yards. As I said, he's lightning out there and very explosive young man. Keith Osborne 1 for 3, and Andrew Root had 2 for 13. So again, 9 receptions for 140 yards in the Regis Rambler passing game tonight. Overall yardage for the Ramblers, 212 yards of total offense, and that compares to 318 yards of total offense for the SC Rockets tonight.
All right, the post-game stats brought to you by the people where numbers matter, Edward Jones Investments of Marshfield. See Randy Gershman and Brian Kaiser for their sound investment advice. As our post-game report continues, we are joined by the head coach of the SC Rockets after this win, Jason Gorse, kind enough to stop by after this one. And Coach, very nice win over the Ramblers here tonight for you guys.
Yeah, thank you. Definitely a good game. They were a very physical team and well prepared, and gave us a real good game tonight.
Yeah, what were your first impressions after getting the win? What stands out?
I like how we had to win a game where everything didn't go just as planned. I like how we had to, answer to some adversity, and we had to play a very good team that made great adjustments and was very physical. So, the punt team was important at times to change field position because we weren't going to score on every single drive, and the defense had to make some really key fourth down stops at different points in the game. We had to be able to just do a couple different things like that to be able to pull out the win. So had to play a complete game to beat a very good Regis team.
And great defense by you guys tonight. That really stood out to me, the way that they just offensively could not get much going.
Yeah, I thought our defense did a great job. They had a good game plan coming in. They executed it. They were fired up. I thought that they played on the other side of the line of scrimmage quite often, and I just really think they got after it tonight, made some nice plays.
They certainly did. Let's get Todd's thoughts. Todd, what do you have for the coach?
Well, just curious, in the first half, Hunter Lipke had 17 carries, and he was kind of carrying the load. And then the second half, you kind of backed off on him running the ball until later on. Was it because of the, he looked like he was cramping or just trying to save him, or, he kind of went to Hildebrand for a little bit there?
Yeah, I think mixing things up quite a bit. Like I say, Eau Claire Regis came in with a good game plan, and they made some pretty great adjustments throughout the game too. They were moving defenders around, kind of picking up on our motion and things like that, overloading, sometimes the side opposite of Hunter putting an extra guy in there. So, we wanted to, attack different areas of the field and mix it up. So, we did that a little bit, but at the end of the day, he, still really came through some pretty clutch runs towards the end of the game.
Yeah, just talk about that kid when it comes to the goal line. I mean, I've been talking on the broadcast about it, how he has another gear or something when he gets near the goal line, because he doesn't get denied very often.
No, I think his running style does change a little bit. I mean, if you watch him run in the open field, he's one of the best cutting running backs I've ever seen. He makes tremendous open field cuts, but you get down inside that 10-yard line, I don't think he's too interested in cutting at all. So he uses that size to his advantage, and he gets his eyes set on the goal line and lowers his shoulder.
Talk about that goal line stand before the end of the first half, how big that was for your team.
It was huge, because that's a situation where they're getting the ball to start the second half, and that's one of the things. I mean, they deferred to kickoff, and that's why teams do defer, early in the game or to start the game, is to try to get that ball, and you can potentially get a 2-score swing there, and it could have been real close. So that play there was absolutely huge. Tremendous impact on the outcome of the game, because if they score there, they go in the half with momentum. You never know what's going in the second half. You could have a tie ball game in a hurry. So I just, hats off to the defense to get that stand there.
Well, and you get that, and then then they go 3 and out and punt the ball to start the third quarter. A real big momentum shift there.
Yeah, absolutely, and football is a game of momentum, and it was one of those nights I told the guys you could almost feel it swing a few times. You felt it starting to kind of nudge in their direction, and just credit to our guys for buckling down, and whether it was a monotonous drive, a big stop, a 3 and out, a great special teams tackle, our guys were just able to make the plays to keep that momentum swing from going the other way.
it seems when you guys need to control the ball and possess the ball, you can do that. I mean, you know, you look at this game, 15-play drive, well, then a 6-play drive, but then after Regis puts the ball in the end zone, early fourth quarter, you guys did exactly what teams need to do in that situation. You go on a 10-play, 80-yard drive, and you put the ball in the end zone. That was a great answer by your offense, just to be able to possess and control the ball and run a big chunk of time off the clock.
Absolutely, that was a crucial situation in the game where, you know, they were able to get that score, and we hadn't done a whole lot offensively in the second half. The third quarter, we really just didn't do a whole lot, and those are the kind of moments that, you know, you look for in a team as we just try to continue to build and become better, and knowing that we've got that answer in us and that confidence that it's not a, oh boy, here we go type situation. They just, okay, next play, well, let's run a trap or whatever it is. And, you know, come to the sideline, let's have a conversation about what we want to look at next. So, yeah, hats off to the guys for just really coming through there.
Yeah. Any other thoughts on this one, Coach, or anything else stand out before we let you go?
I just think, I mean, credit to Eau Claire Regis. They're a younger ball club that you know, is coming a long ways real fast. I think that there'll be a lot of teams in Division 6 that'll have their hands full with them in the playoffs. And you know, and just again, real proud of our guys for the way they played tonight. I thought they played a very physical game and really pushed themselves hard. So just really happy with their performance and the outcome of the game.
Yeah, and this is one of those, I think, one of those momentum building type games, right?
That's what we hope. We hope that we're building momentum here. We've got you know, the Columbus homecoming next week, so we're very excited about that. We'll host Altoona at Beal Stadium, and then after that we finish up on the road with Glenwood City, which will be a challenge. So we've got a nice couple of weeks here to continue to prepare for the ultimate goal, is to make a playoff run.
Absolutely. You guys, like, you know, you've gotten 2 wins over the Ramblers now, both here at Carson Park. You like coming over here and playing here, don't you?
It's definitely nice to get a win here. We definitely had our years where, you know, we were on the other side of things,
yeah.
and when you come here, you're going to see a well-coached team that's disciplined and very physical. So it's what we saw tonight, and real proud of our guys and our coaching staff for the way they prepared themselves for it.
All right, Coach, as always, thanks for the time. Appreciate you stopping by, and good luck in the homecoming game next week.
All right, guys, thanks for the coverage.
Oh, yeah, you bet. All right, Jason Gore, Spencer Columbus head coach, kind enough to stop by after this win over Eau Claire Regis here tonight, 23-8. Rockets get the win, and stay with us. We'll have more from Carson Park in Eau Claire after